Welcome everybody to the Brawl Masters Summer 2021 NA Open Qualifiers 1. I am Full Frontage and joined with me is Shine Slays. What's going on, Shine?
Hey, what's up everyone? I'm super excited to be casting today. This is actually my first time casting for Brawl Masters, so really excited to see the games today.
Yeah, happy to have you. So we have some pretty epic matches. As we know, the spring season was pretty close and epic. Those teams are going to be returning, looking to fight through the qualifiers through here and work their way towards playoffs. But let's take a look at the breakdown of how these teams will exactly be getting to the playoffs. So to give a little bit of a run, so we're going to have 3 open qualifiers. It's open to 64 teams, and there's going to be $2,000 prize pool per region for each qualifier. It's going to be a best of 3, so each mode will be played out as best of 3. First team to win 2 modes will move on to the next round. And then after those 3 open qualifiers are done, there will be a last chance qualifier, which will have no prize pool, but that team who wins that qualifier will be joining the other 3 teams in the $4,000 prize pool playoffs, which is going to be pretty intense. So the format is going to be with the maps. It's going to be draft mode. So it'll be ban maps. If you didn't watch last season, they've banned each mode. So each mode has a set map for each week. So it's going to be, they'll each ban, or 3 maps will be banned in total, 3 game modes, 3 maps. And then the red team will pick 1 map, blue team will pick the second map, and then that'll fill in the last slot. So for example, if Gem Grab, Bounty, and Brawl Ball are banned, then we'll be seeing Siege, Heist, and Hot Zone. Pretty simple. And then each team is going to be able to ban 2 brawlers. It is A, B, B, A. So blue team will ban, red team will ban 2, and then the blue team will ban. Let's take a look at the map pool for this week. What do we got, Shine?
So for this week, the map pool will be for Gem Grab, Double Swoosh, Super Stadium for Brawl Ball, Dry Season for Bounty, Hot Potato for Heist, Nuts and Bolts for Siege, and Split for Hot Zone. I'm interested to see what teams will end up banning for these maps today, as they're very different maps, a lot of different compositions for each map. So teams will be banning what's to their best advantage, what are their better maps.
Yeah, and out of these maps, which one is your personal favorite, Shine?
I've been liking Split a lot. Basically, with the new Stew gadget, it's like normally like you break the walls with Colt, but now with that new Stew gadget, you can break the walls with Stew, and that makes a lot more wall break comps possible. And the Colt was kind of iffy, like unless your team has a good Colt, but most people can play Stew pretty well, so those comps work a lot more now.
Yeah, that's great. So looking at the prize pool, like we said, per each qualifier, it's going to be 2,000, 1,000 for first place, 600 for second, third and fourth will be split in the remaining 400 at 200 apiece. And that playoffs prize pool is looking really, really juicy. So these teams are fighting to get the money in today, and it's only going to be that first place team that will qualify for the playoffs. So if you finish second, third, and fourth, yeah, that's nice, but you don't get that qualified spot just yet. So this is going to be an intense series that we have coming up, which is going to be Tequila versus Aqua.
Yeah, interesting. 2 very good teams, although Aqua probably a little favored, but definitely Tequila can win it. They're not out.
Yeah, Aqua is one of the teams in the playoffs for last season, the spring season. So looking at the rosters for Tequila, we have Pain Misa, Bara, and Polo. And then on the side of Aqua, we have Slash, Real Canadian, Jigsaw, Minwoong, and Navi Seals. So, I mean, both of these teams, these pretty good rosters. But like you said, Aqua coming into this matchup is probably the fan favorite to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be getting the bans in momentarily through the game modes. What what modes were banned, what modes are being picked, and then what brawlers are being banned as well. So we'll be able to dive a little bit more in depth to that. But I am excited for this. I did end up casting some of the final matches of the NA playoffs in the spring season, and the matchups were really intense. So I'm here to cast the whole season this time, from start to finish. I will be here for most of it, and I'm excited. I think BrawlMSTRS has been bringing this interesting format that we see with the map being assigned to each game mode, and then having teams ban maps in game modes per week, and then have them play on some of the more fan favorite type modes and what modes that the players prefer. And looking at the format of it, from a player perspective, Shine, how do you prepare when you know you're going into a certain map? Do you typically look at what your team is going to play, or do you look at what the other team is going to play and just try to counter that?
Well, against top players, you generally know what they're good at. And then also, say you're the favorite team, you want to minimize risk. So make sure you're not weak to like tank comps, for example. Like Aqua going into this, they're probably thinking, okay, we're the better team, so let's just make sure we don't lose the rock, paper, scissors. You get hard countered, you know? So they're thinking, let's just do what we're good at and make sure we don't get countered, because then we should win. And then on the other side, Tequila's team is thinking, okay, maybe we're a little unfavored, but if we get some good matchups, we can steal some wins.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what the map of the mode bans will be for this matchup, and what the brawler bans are going to be as well. So we get the map bans first, then we get the brawler bans, or then we get the map picks, and then we see the brawler bans come in later. So it'll definitely kind of factor in to the team's decision on what to ban for each brawler, because we're going to be seeing, depending on the maps, like if, for example, if in this map pool, probably if Gem Grab is out of the equation on Double Swoosh, Siege is out of the equation and being banned, and then I guess it's kind of a toss-up. We probably won't be seeing a Bell ban, because Bell isn't as impactful on the other maps, and maybe even if Dry Season is kind of thrown into that ban pool mix. So then at that point, you don't end up banning Bell, because the maps she's really good on for this week are already removed from play. So it's kind of like looking at that strategy going into the ban draft phase as well, in terms of maps and brawlers.
Yeah, actually, let's take a look at the maps again and see if we can make any more conclusions or guesses.
Yeah, these teams they're just coming out of that first round, so they're getting prepared, they're getting their maps in. So we'll be hopping into games momentarily. But looking at the map pool, we do have Gem Grab for Double Swoosh, Brawl Ball for Super Stadium, Bounty for Dry Season, Heist on Hot Potato, Siege for Nuts and Bolts, and Hot Zone for Split. Yeah, I think Bell, if Gem Grab, Bounty, and Siege are kind of thrown out of the equation, Bell probably won't end up being banned. And here we go. It looks like we're getting in with some maps and bans. So it's going to be Bounty, Siege, and Brawl Ball. So that's close. That was close.
Interesting. So yeah, it does look like Aqua decided to ban Brawl Ball, which is not what I was expecting at all. I do know that they're good on the Hot Zone map Split, as they were able to beat IX Gaming on that map. But yeah, this is just pretty good map selection from both teams. This will be interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious. So we have 3 of the bans in right now. We have Stu, Gene, Colonel Ruffs, and then we're waiting for that last ban to come in. So Colonel Ruffs is definitely a good ban. Really good on Split and Double Swoosh specifically. I feel like Gene is more of a Hot Zone Gem Grab type ban, more so than Heist. And then, like you were talking about, Stu with his new gadget, really good on Split now. Less of a risk factor than bringing in like the Colt, for example. So that is what Tequila bans immediately right out of the gate. Get that Stu out of here. So I would probably predict for Heist that we'll probably see maybe Penny, some Tick coming in, and Bell is going to be banned.
Well, I mean, yeah, with the Stu ban, a lot of people break open the map on Hot Potato, so now that's less of a possibility as well. Barley isn't banned, which is a staple in hot potato. So
Yes.
I'm expecting to see some barley, maybe sprout. Slash is a really good sprout. Could see that.
Yeah.
Or Ruffs is actually pretty good on hot potato too, so that's a good ban. Maybe Jesse. Yeah, we'll see what they end up going with here.
Yeah, so all the bans are in, so the teams are getting their brawlers ready, selecting their star powers and gadgets as we're rearing up for the first game of the summer NA qualifiers. I'm really excited for this. So, like you said, Barley is available to be played for hot potato, so I wouldn't be surprised if both teams end up coming out with that Barley. What do you think of the star power versus gadget situation for hot potato specifically on Barley?
Well, for Barley, that's one of the few brawlers where I would say it's actually pretty, like, you could use both of them, basically. People will argue for each star power, each gadget. Personally, I always rock the damage star power, but there's arguments for the heal one as well. And then regarding the gadgets, the heal gadget is generally better, but if you were expecting tanks from the other team, or you wanted to be safe against tanks because maybe the rest of your team isn't good enough against tanks, then maybe you'd use the slowdown gadget, and that would help you out a little bit. Yeah,
having that slow can be a really good defensive mechanic for players to use on hot potato, and try to kind of filter them through and funnel them through rather than kind of just letting them push wherever. But yeah, I typically for Barley on hot potato bring the damage star power as well, just to get that little bit of extra damage, because mainly Barley is going to be used as an offensive player. He's going to try to get up, get onto the safe, get the supers down if he's able to get some hits onto the enemies, throw the shots off onto the safe, and just getting that extra damage is so much more impactful than being able to kind of get that health back a little bit, because most of the time your teammates are going to be the one that are pushing you forward, and they're just going to rely on you as the Barley to kind of get that damage and slowly tick over time. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Barley and then more of like a defensive, more defensive type brawlers from the other players on the team. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, I actually forgot to mention this, but also with Rico's new gadget, Rico was already like a really good brawler. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, basically the one where you heal after ricochets off the walls, it's so powerful. So definitely probably going to see,
especially on this map. Like Rico was already good on this map.
Yeah, it's made Rico really strong now.
Yeah, so it's gonna be intense to see how this is gonna play out. So we'll probably see at least one of either Penny or Jesse. I would think one of the two for hot potato, at least at some point during this first best of 3 that we have coming up. But I definitely expect Barley to be in the equation, like you said, Rico as well, with the new gadget coming in just a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
So the team's getting everything together, and if you want to take your shot at registering for this event and trying to make the playoffs, signups will be open after the broadcast on discord.gg/BrawlMasters. So make sure you join that, enter in, register. If you just want to enjoy the viewing experience and check out the broadcast, check out the players, check out some high quality Brawl Stars content, make sure you follow BrawlMasters on social media. But the voice in my head is telling me we are heading into the first game. Let's get into it. So we are seeing Buzz coming out here, and Colette, Rico, and there's the Barley. So the only difference is the Buzz versus the Barley.
Okay, so is one of the... So I've just been told that Buzz is globally banned. So
yes.
That is why they are just not playing this one out.
That is unfortunate. And we will get confirmation from the admin, but I believe it would be a game resulting over to Aqua because it was a banned brawler being brought in, and the admin has confirmed that is correct. So Aqua will take the first game. A banned brawler has been brought in. If a banned brawler is brought in, that point will go over to the team who did not queue up with the banned brawler. So a little bit of a miscommunication there from Tequila. as the underdog team coming into it, that's not the start you want to get off on.
Yeah, you just really can't be making mistakes like that against a team as good as Aqua. We'll see if they're able to pull it out the next game, though.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at the comps, it was pretty much close to what we expected. We saw the Barley, we saw the Rico. Rico was on both teams, Barley was only on one of the teams. And then we saw double Colette coming through. Colette is kind of always been really good on Heist specifically because her super, as soon as you get that dash in, it's pretty much an automatic 13% damage to the safe. So having that Colette is really interesting, but I'm kind of surprised there was no like meat shield for each of the comps. The Colette is a little bit tanky, but yeah, here we go, jumping into it, and yeah, these are mirrored comps completely.
Okay, it looks like they just decided to mirror comps. Makes sense. So yeah, they go with the Colette because Colette's actually good against Jessie, so that makes sense as Colette mid.
Yeah, being able to have that consistent damage if there's any turrets onto the field. So smart choice making the Colette, and then Slash goes in, gets that automatic 13%. Jigsaw trying to get some shots off onto the safe, not able to get it, but he hasn't healed back up at all. I don't know if he has Bouncy Castle or if he just opted not to use it. Misa going in for some shots onto the safe. Polo pushing forward as well, and Tequila doing a pretty good job keeping the pressure up onto Aqua.
Yeah, I think Jigsaw's decided not to go for the heal because he's laned against a Barley, so the speed's actually going to be able to help him dodge Barley shots pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, Slash misses.
Slash misses. Oh no.
What? Oh no. Just slightly misses over to the safe. But I did notice that Polo is running the Bouncy Castle gadget. He was getting some really good shots off onto the safe and healing up. And Slash was having a difficult time trying to take him down. Here we go. Misa going to dive in, get that extra 13%. Jigsaw blasting him down on the right-hand side as well. Polo trying to get some connection shots, not able to land. And Slash going to go in again. Does get the connection onto the safe that time.
That 13% actually might end up hurting them as it's a pretty close game.
Yeah, down to 5% difference. Aqua's still down, and they're looking to try to push in the remaining 20 seconds. Jigsaw's now laning against Polo on the right-hand side. Minmoon trying to just filter through. If Aqua is able to let Slash get in, he's going to go in. Misa counter supers, and Minmoon going in for the super. He's going to be able to get one shot. Jigsaw coming in for the clutch and gets the final shots onto the safe. 2% to close it out as Aqua takes game 2 in a nail-biting fashion.
Wow. That was so close. Like, Jigsaw was probably so mad at Slash and the VC for missing that super. He's probably very happy that they ended up winning that game.
Yeah, that whole sequence of events, Slash tries to super through, Misa counter supers, ends up taking Slash down, and Jigsaw and Minmoon are just like, no, what are you doing? And thankfully, Minmoon did have super available, so he was able to push forward and throw the super before he got taken down on the left-hand side. And then Jigsaw, that speed boost really helped him because he was low, and he was able to dash forward as quickly as he possibly could with that speed boost and get those few extra shots in on the save, which ended up making the difference because Tequila was on the back end being ready to push through in those final 2 seconds, and they went from 47% to 44%. If Jigsaw doesn't get those final shots at the end there, that's a 1-1 series. So man, Jigsaw and Minmoon clutched it up there for Aqua.
Wouldn't expect anything less than from Jigsaw.
Absolutely. So that was a fantastic first game that we saw all the way through to kick things off here for the Brawl Masters Summer 2021 NA Open Qualifiers. And next up is going to be Hot Zone. Split's going to be coming out for the map. We do see that Stu ban that's going to be coming into play. Colonel Ruffs will also be banned as well. Buzz on that global ban, like we learned in the last game. And then I believe the remaining bans were Jean and Bell.
Yeah, so for this next map on Split, based on the bans, okay, I was
Oh,
about
here
to
we
say I
go.
was expecting
I
Rico,
was gonna
but
say
they both
we're
go
gonna go
with
for
Triple
predictions,
Tank.
but
Wow.
triple tank coming through. So Misa on the Primo. Slash is up on the Poco as well. Right now, Minmoon and just Polo just kind of trading through the left-hand side as Jigsaw is able to take Barha down. Minmoon going in. Oh, that toss. Misa
Kind
trying to
of
bully.
interesting. Jigsaw's team, Aqua, decides to not go for Primo. When some would say that that's probably the best tank in general, especially on this map too. So I wonder why they didn't decide to go for Primo.
Yeah, they end up pulling out the Poco, and I wonder if that's mainly to just try to keep Minmoon as tanky as possible and maybe be on the back line if Jigsaw needs to pressure in. We see the super
it's
coming
definitely
down
very
there.
good for
Yeah,
keeping
there it
the
is.
tanks healthy.
Yeah, so Minmoon going in for the play on the right-hand side of the Barhard, not able to get the connection, and this is looking really good for Tequila right now, as Misa is just kind of left alone on that left-hand side. Minmoon going to have to go in for the super, but Polo's there. Minmoon did not have any gadgets left, so that is going to be game number 1 going over to Tequila.
Yeah, I think not picking Primo really hurt them that game. Primo just counters the entirety of Aqua's comp, so I wasn't surprised they were able to get that win. Very good game from Barra as well. He kind of popped off with the bubbles there.
Yeah, getting those bubble connections was huge, and the Poco, in theory, seemed like it might have worked, but Tequila had other ideas there, as that triple tank was just way too strong, and it was Minmoon who kind of used all of his gadgets right off the get-go. Anytime someone was coming in, he popped that gadget down and was just trying to make sure he was able to get the supers off, but he was missing a couple supers here and there as well.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think triple tank is pretty good against Poco double tank, because that Poco just does not do enough damage to the 3 other tanks, and he's kind of not as much of a factor out there.
And especially now with Primo being able to auto-generate the super off of being hit, makes a huge difference, because before Poco Double Tank was effective, but now that Primo is just going to heal up, he's got a ton of health, he's able to heal, able to take that damage, turn it into superpower, and then just dive right in, backline that Poco. Really takes that Poco out of the equation. But here we go, hopping into it. Game number 2, both teams switching up the comps.
Yeah, we're seeing some more traditional comps here with the Surge and the Tick and Rico, but a little bit different is Minmoon's on the M's and Pain on the Primo. See how it works out for them.
Yeah, Jigsaw getting some really big value shots on the backside. I mean, Jigsaw made Rico work in that heist set, so he's doing the same thing here on Split, and he's trying to get the damage. He just pops the bouncy castle gadget right there, and that actually saves his life. Jigsaw able to find the kill onto Polo. He's looking really good. His Slash just kind of backed into a corner right now.
See if Barra is able to hold this zone, but there's going to be 2 people on him here. He's going to probably have to back up, giving Minmoon control.
Yeah, Misa back onto the zone now, and about 10% separating both of the teams right now. Tick's Head going through, trying to get the shots back onto Misa. Minmoon able to take care of Barhar on the left-hand side. Jigsaw going with the bouncy castle to heal up. He had like 5 health left. Going in for the jump. Misa's able to connect, and now he has Slash in his sights, but not able to find a connection. And a beautiful ticket coming up from Slash. He's able to get the kill onto Barha, and Jigsaw needs to be able to take down Misa here because Slash can't do too much. Here we go, and Barhar is on the zone right now. The Tickhead's going to be going through, and it's all up to Slash and Jigsaw. They need to get Misa off of the zone, but they're not going to be able to. Tequila takes the second set 2-0. So returns the favor and has Aqua sweating.
Yeah, I think in those 2 matches there, Pain's Primo pick ended up being the big difference. He kind of popped off both games.
Yeah, MVP of that map for sure. But next we are going to be seeing double swoosh for Gem Grab, and kind of revisiting the bands here. We have Bell, we have Stu, we have Gene, and we have, I'll get it, it'll come to me eventually, Colonel Ruffs. Thank you. Shout out to the producer. But yeah, so double swoosh is going to be it. Stu, Gene, Colonel Ruffs, and Bell are going to be banned. So looking into this, do you think Tara will be a pretty priority choice for both teams here, or not so much?
Tara seems good. Amber, Crow. Yeah, those are the brawlers you probably see on the lanes. Maybe a Sandy, but maybe not. I'm more interested, though, on what they're going to end up picking for the mid, because Gene and Stu and Bell are like the main mids you would pick on this map.
Yeah.
So that is left up to both teams to figure out what they're going to do for the mid.
Do you think we'll see like a Sprout or a Pam come through potentially? You said that Slash is a pretty good Sprout, so I wouldn't be surprised if I've seen Sprout a couple times in the Brawl Stars, while casting the Brawl Stars Championship, but I mean, Sprout seems like a pretty decent pick here.
Yeah, Sprout is a very good mid, but it's a little bit risky because you might get countered with a Mortis pick, but most people don't really open with Mortis, so we'll see.
Yep. So here it is coming out. We do see the Sandy, we do see the Amber and Piper, and it is almost mirror comps except Crow going to be from Minmoon, and Misa bringing out the Piper.
When you think of Bara, you think of Sandy. This is his main brawler, so we'll see how he's able to do on the mid here.
Yeah, we'll see if he has the sleep gadget going to be coming through. Catches Jigsaw on the left-hand side, but going to get melted down, and Slash looking to collect and bank those gems. He's going to be able to pick up 5 for Aqua, and they have mid control right now. Super's going to be coming down on the left-hand side, but Jigsaw not letting Bahar push forward. Misa trying to push into the Super, and Midwoong putting work on the right-hand lane as well. The flame is going to be there to melt him off, but it's not going to matter. Bahar gets put to sleep, and Aqua is looking very good right now. Yeah,
they're leading 9 gems to 0. It's not looking very good.
Yeah, Misa trying to push back through on the left-hand side, and Slash looking to pick up that final gem as Minmoon just kind of tanking up front for him. Misa trying to push through on the left-hand side, trying to get some ambush shots through, but Jigsaw going to be able to melt him down on the right-hand side. Minmoon just trying to get some supers up, make sure nobody from Tequila is going to be able to push forward. Rude Sands is going to be there, and that is going to be game number 1, going over to Aqua in dominating fashion.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, mid control all the way around. Slash just hung out in the mid. Jigsaw and Minmoon did a fantastic job winning their lanes and making sure that nobody from Tequila was able to push forward. And then it was just kind of left for a Bahar versus Slash in that mid matchup on the double Sandy. Slash did have the sleep. I don't know if Bahar had the sleep as well, as it wasn't. If he did, wasn't able to hit the shot or just didn't use it at all in that first matchup. But Aqua gets early mid control and just keeps it for the entire game.
Yeah, I think he ended up using it at one point, but it was kind of over by then. They were already in a really bad spot.
Yeah, not the situation you want to be in for sure. Tequila has to win the next 2 games if they want to move on in this day 1 qualifiers. Otherwise, it's going to be Aqua moving forward to the top 8. But here we go, jumping into it, the potential final game between these two.
So Payne's going with the spike, which is a lot better against Amber. So we'll see how this goes for him on this lane, if he's able to win lane against Jigsaw's Amber, which no one wants to be up against Jigsaw's Amber lane.
Ooh, that was a really good super from Jigsaw to kind of clear the bushes right behind the spawn, so Bahar can't really hide in that bush anymore. And a beautiful super coming out from Misa on the left-hand side as Bahar's going to be able to push forward. The super coming down, and now it is Tequila trying to get mid control, but Minwoong and Jigsaw have other plans.
Yeah, Jigsaw's got his super, and he's able. Oh, he doesn't light it. Okay.
Very interesting. It kind of like split between the wall, it looked like. Because the fuel leading up to the pool got lit on fire, but the rest of it didn't. So really good timing on that, just to kind of give Jigsaw control. Minmoon trying to push through on the back door, able to get burned out from Polo on the left-hand side. Now it's going to be lit up, and Misa trying to stay alive, but ends up getting burned in the end. Fire does not work well against plants. Or the other way around. That's what I meant. But
Oh, this is
Gem
dangerous for
number
Bara.
10. Oh, Minwoo
Oh,
diving in. And Minwoo
Minwoo.
able to pick up the kill. Minwoo diving deep, able to clutch it up for Aqua, and this is looking like it will be the game. 9 seconds remaining. I don't see... Yeah, Tequila cannot come back from this, so this is going to do it. Shine, we have our first quarter finalists, Aqua.
Yeah, congrats to Aqua. They played really well. Comps made sense, and they were able to execute.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Tequila made things pretty interesting by taking that second set pretty dominantly on split in hot zone. Misa on the primo was a lights out pick for them.
Yeah, I mean, going into this matchup, I was thinking Aqua would do well on split, and then that was like the only thing that was wrong. So that was like, or I was very wrong. I mean, yeah. So, but good for them. They were able to come through in the end.
Yeah, so hats off to Tequila. Unfortunately, you were not able to make it through this week, but don't worry. If you head to discord.gg/BrawlMasters, you can sign up for the next qualifiers as well. So shots, it's not over yet. You still have some chances. It's back to the drawing board, and we'll see you next week. But Aqua still has more games to be played out, but they don't know who their opponents are just yet. We're going to be hopping into some more round of 16 matches as we get a little bit deeper into the bracket. So some of the notable teams, we were kind of talking about the bracket earlier on and how it's going to play through. And when we were looking at it, it looked like it was going to be a potential IX Gaming versus IX Academy matchup in the round of 16.
Yeah, somehow that like always happens. They always end up playing each other early. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to catch that match later on. And one of the other notable matchups that we could possibly be seeing in the next round is Tribe Gaming and Aqua are on the same side of the bracket. So there's a possibility that they could meet in that quarterfinals matchup. So we'll have to see how that will play out once we get into that Tribe Gaming matchup. Looks like they'll be going up against Fiasco Academy, but we'll be seeing here which teams we're going to be hopping into watching next. But yeah, so some really, really solid games so far. There's some exciting matchups that I'm looking forward to seeing as the bracket plays out. But yeah, a very quick match. It went all 3 sets, but it was, scoreline says 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. So really quick for a 3-set match. And I feel like just like that, it's over.
Yeah, that definitely went by really fast. Helps because the first game was a DQ, but I mean...
Well, yeah that's true. Yeah, Buzz is globally banned. Teams, if you're listening, take notes. But yeah. So we'll see how this is going to play through.
Okay, let's take a look at the bracket. So today we have the brackets powered by G Fuel, and as Nick mentioned earlier, pretty interesting. We got Tribe on the same side as Aqua, as well as Monkeys on the same side as O.O. STMN. Maybe Gallant Esports gives them some trouble, but I'd imagine we see them in the quarterfinals. And then IX Gaming and IX Academy in the first round. That is brutal. But yeah, one of those teams will make it far.
Yeah, out of the round of 16 matchups, that's definitely the one that's catching my attention next to this one that we just saw, Aqua versus Tequila. It was a 2-1, so fairly close. But IX Gaming versus IX Academy, that's the matchup that I'm excited to see play out. So we will be getting there eventually. But yeah, so this is the bracket as things are kind of playing out into the top 16 right now. And we do have Aqua already securing their spot in the quarterfinals. They'll be awaiting the winner of Tribe Gaming versus Fiasco Academy. And we're going to be jumping over to Gallant Esports versus Dark Knights, who could potentially be an opponent for either Stamina or Arena Casino. So let's take a look at let me pull up the rosters here. And for Gallant Esports, we have Jaws, Steven TM, and Guerrero 10. And then for Dark Knights, we have Jen, McLovin, Lap, Grotus, and Archer King. So I think Steven TM and Guerrero look familiar. I'm not sure if they've played in the North America qualifiers for the Brawl Stars Championship, but their names do look familiar to me.
Yeah, they've played for Gallup for a little while now in the Brawl Stars Championship too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Solid team.
So this is going to be a good matchup. You said this could potentially be one of the teams that gives Stamina some trouble if that's a matchup that's going to happen. So it's going to be interesting to see which of these teams is going to come out on top. So Gallant most likely going to be the favorite team coming into this matchup. We'll see how that's going to play out. And then Dark Knights, kind of the underdogs coming into this. And we'll see how that's going to play out. I do love a good underdog story, so we'll see if the Dark Knights are able to pull that off and potentially get their matchup versus either Stamina or Arena Casino. So with the teams are going to be getting the bands together, getting the map picks in, and then we'll be seeing the brawler bands shortly after that. So just a reminder about the maps that we're going to be seeing tonight. 3 of the maps we saw played in that last series were Split for Hot Zone, Hot Potato for Heist, and Double Swoosh for Gem Grab. But the maps we didn't see that were banned were Super Stadium for Brawl Ball, we had Dry Season for Bounty, and Nuts and Bolts for Siege. So it's going to be curious to see. I'm not too familiar with these teams directly, haven't seen like what their strongest game modes are. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how this plays out. We were able to get a little bit more analysis because we've seen Aqua play quite a bit. So we kind of know what they're good with. Like you said, you were kind of surprised when Brawl Ball was banned from Aqua, because that's probably something you wouldn't expect to see from them. And who knows, maybe it was a mind game and it ended up throwing Tequila off as well.
Yeah, going into a match somewhat blind, not really knowing what both teams usually do, it's going to be interesting to see, because like it'll come as a surprise for sure what they ban, what maps or brawlers they end up banning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would expect some traditional meta brawlers to be banned out here. We'll probably see Colonel Ruffs being banned, probably Stu being banned, maybe a Bell if we do end up seeing Siege or Bounty in the equation of the maps that they're playing through. So we'll be hopping into this game momentarily. Teams are just getting everything prepared on the back end. So looking into this matchup, like we said, we aren't too familiar with these teams. They haven't really been able to play on broadcast quite a bit, so this is going to be an interesting experience trying to see what these teams are about. Maybe Stamina, Arena Casino, if they're watching this, they're probably trying to learn these players a little bit more to see, okay, who could our potential opponents be if we're able to make it to the next round. And that's the beauty of Brawl Stars. You're able to just kind of watch people and figure out what they like to play, how they like to play it. And here we go. We have the modes and maps up, and it's going to be Hot Zone, Heist, and Bounty being banned.
That's cool that we got some different maps, or a few different maps this time. Super Stadium for Brawl Ball, Double Swoosh for Gem Grab, and Nuts and Bolts for Siege. We see the Gene band come in, which is pretty good on all 3 of those maps, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, like the expecting of kind of meta bands coming through, so we'll probably see, I mean, we could potentially see all 4 bands be the same. We might see a Colonel Ruffs, a Bell, and Stu coming out as the last 3 bands, or we'll see something different. Stu is really good on Super Stadium and Nuts and Bolts, and pretty decent on Gem Grab as well. So Stu would probably be a reasonable ban here. Bell is really good on 2 out of 3 of these maps for sure. She's all right on Super Stadium, but I feel like not a priority pick in competitive Brawl Stars at least. So Bell would be a good ban as well. Bell being the mid laner for Double Swoosh, and then having that Super being able to lock onto the Siege bot on Siege is pretty good for defense. And yep, we
Yeah,
are going to see
definitely.
L banned, and there's Amber and Sandy joining the mix as well. So Stu is available.
So yeah, looking at this first map, we don't have a Barley ban, so I imagine you either get some Barley control comp or tank comp. Basically, are the two main options.
Yeah, do you think I saw this comp work? I forget which competition I was watching, or maybe I was playing Power League. I can't remember. But I did see this comp. It was Barley, Barley, Frank, and Stu on Super Stadium.
Stu's definitely a good mid. Oh yeah, they didn't end up banning Stu, so maybe we'll see a Stu mid. Another good option being Jesse. With the Bell and Jean ban, yeah, pretty much I think they either go Poco or Stu. Those would be my guesses for a mid.
Yeah, and then do you think with Barley being a contender that there's a chance we see a Mortis come out?
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, who knows, but maybe not in the first round, but like if I'm the other team and I see that they went some throwers the first round, maybe you counter pick with the Mortis after that, but probably not in the first game.
Yeah, maybe Bobby will play the Mortis for us later on. We'll see.
Yeah,
on
that'd be
Brawl
cool.
in Siege. So
Mhm.
we'll see how that's going to play out. But these teams are selecting their comps, selecting their star powers, selecting their gadgets, and we're going to be hopping into the first game momentarily for Super Stadium. But yeah, so Stu is available, so we'll probably be seeing a Stu come out. And here we go. We're going to be hopping into it. Game number 1 coming at you right and now. Let's see it. So Barley and Stu, yeah. So the only difference in comps is going to be this Stu and Ems.
Yeah, it's a pretty even matchup on that side, so it's pretty even from both sides, I would say, as they're all on their same matchup otherwise.
Yeah, Barley and Barley are fighting off in the left lane. We have the Bayas going at it in the middle, and then Stu versus Ems on the right-hand side. And, ooh, Baya looking really low. Stu able to dash through. Almost got a beautiful goal. Lucky that
was
Jen was
almost
there on
pretty
the
quick.
defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stink shot.
So, yeah.
First time, missed the second as well.
Gallant can take this slow if they want to, because they have the better comp in overtime. Other than that, the comps are pretty even.
Yeah, I'll have to see how Tatsumi is going to be able to push through on the right-hand side. Able to dash out of Ems is super. Beautiful play.
I wonder if Tatsumi is going to open that side. Actually, he probably doesn't, because it's bad against Ems. But he's waiting. Oh, there he goes. Good play.
Is going to end up doing it now. 3v1 push coming through. Steven's going to be able to get the ball and score as everybody on Dark Knights was down. Now the Super's going to be coming up for Barley on the left-hand side, and Tatsumi looking to lane up against Archer King once more.
Jaws is putting in work, doing well against the other Barley.
Tatsumi dashes a little too far to the goal, but going to be able to find the pickup onto Archer King on the right-hand side. Now it's a 2v2 situation. The rest of Gallant Esports going to have to back off, but the stink shot able to connect. Oh, and a beautiful shot. Steven is hitting his shots. The headshot percentage is real right now.
Nice super from Jaws, going to be able to give him a little bit of control.
Yeah, filters through Jen on the left-hand side. The Super going to be able to come through. Steven is just hitting his shots. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, Jaws pretty much dominated his own lane, the Barley lane. Very, very well played for him in that game.
Yeah, I don't know who I would even think to give the MVP to that to, because Tatsumi did a really good job versus Archer King on the right-hand side. And then, like you said, Jaws on the Barley easily won that lane. And then Steven was just hitting shots left and right, not giving anybody on Dark Knights the chance to try to even get ball control and push forward. So I think that was just a fantastic team synergy all the way around from lane to lane.
Yeah, definitely. Their whole team played well, won their lanes pretty, I don't want to say easy, but Like pretty simple win for them. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty convincing victory for Gallant Esports. And if that's how they're going to be playing the rest of this series, then this should be a pretty quick 2-0. But we'll have to see. Dark Knights, I feel like, played pretty well. I just think Gallant they just seemed to be more in sync with each other. It seemed like Dark Knights had some like miscommunication. They were trying to rotate lanes, but they weren't actually swapping lanes and trying to push through. It was more so Gallant was just dominating the lanes. Like typically when you lose a lane matchup, you try to switch things up a little bit, see if you can get a better matchup. But it looks like Dark Knights trying to pull out the same comp that Gallant did. But Jaws switching off the Barley and going on to Surge.
So it looks like this is going a little bit better for them. Got the ball on Gallant's side at least. Oh, never mind. They lost control again.
As it crosses, Honeypot coming through. Tatsumi again, just doing what he does best and hitting his shots, dashing forward. Stu looking really good right now.
I like the Surge pick. It's actually good against their whole comp. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, able to jump in and go towards Barley. Archer King going with the super to kind of clear that out, but Jaws should be able to just walk this in. And no, the Honeypot coming in clutch from left.
Dark Knights are going to need to pick up a kill here.
Yeah, Dark Knights have to push through, have to get some kills. Tatsumi going to be able to dive in. Look at that. He's just stunting all around that map.
That wall break gadget is just devastating against Barley. Oh, no way. Oh, no.
The defense, what?
Barley goes to the other side. Yeah, wow.
That was such a good defense, Steven, going with the Honeypot down, but that's not going to stop you against Barley. Tatsumi might be able to push us forward. He's trying to get the super to dive through. Barley, can he stop him? No! What? What?
So they actually broke the other side with Stu Gadget, so now Barley's going to have a difficult time. He doesn't have either side to go to. There's no walls on either side, so I would imagine Gallant is going to be able to take advantage of that.
I can't believe that goal went in. I think Jen was standing just a little too far back, and the ball just went right in.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Beautiful timing on the shot as Steven clutches it up, and Gallant can be able to take a quick 2-0 in Brawl Ball. My goodness, I can't believe that ball actually just went in. That was so insane.
Yeah, that was so close. I mean, that was a pretty convincing win in the first set, but as we saw from the past game, that doesn't really mean a lot. Maybe they can win the next set.
Yeah, and we saw it in the first set. Tequila fell to Aqua 2-0 very quickly in that high set, and then they were able to swing things around, bounce back, and take a very convincing 2-0 in their second map, which was split for Hot Zone. But now we're going to be going over to Double Swoosh. And I kind of based on how that first match went, I think this is... It's a pretty clear prediction that Gallant will be able to take this map as well. I mean, we had Steven hitting some nutty shots on the Bea. So being able to transition that over to Double Swoosh. The Bell is banned, so we won't be seeing any Bell. But Amber, seems like Steven is really good at the tracking, so we might be seeing Steven on an Amber. Jean is banned, so we might be seeing Tara prioritize. Or we'll come back and see maybe a Crow pick come back out as well.
Yeah, the bans actually slipped my mind a little bit. Let's take a look at them again.
Yeah, I think it was Jean, Bell. Oh, Amber is banned, and Sandy. So we won't be seeing Amber on Double Swoosh.
Okay, so the last time I forgot Sandy was a brawler that actually went mid on this map, but now there's 3 brawlers that are banned in the mid. So now my guess is that Stu will be mid on this map, especially, was it Steven on the Stu last time?
It was Tatsumi on the Stu.
Oh, Tatsumi. Yeah, he was doing really well on the Stu, so I imagine he goes mid with Stu, and maybe he can pop off again. Yeah,
and maybe Steven goes back to the Bea or brings out a Piper. and continues with that, because I feel like Bea Piper is still pretty good on this map, playing on the lane side. You can pretty much either go left or right. I think we usually see the long range on that left-hand side, and the right-hand side is a little bit more of a control-type brawler, maybe like a Sprout or maybe a Tara, if we end up seeing Tara come through, or a Thrower if we see Barley come back out. So
yeah, or maybe like a Crow. That could happen.
Yeah, or the Crow come through as well. So lots of options for that lane pick. But yeah, I think we'll probably end up seeing a mirrored Stu come out for that mid lane matchup. But we'll have to see. We're going to be hopping into the game right now. And there it is, Tatsumi on the Stu. Steven does bring out the Tara. And we have a Jaws going through on the Spike. And we are seeing Crow and Sprout going to the middle. So no mirror Stu comp, but we do see Sprout versus Stu in that mid lane.
So yeah, on the lane, Sprout is actually pretty good against Stu, or actually other way around. Sprout is pretty bad against Stu on the lane, but in mid, Stu can't really be super aggressive and just go onto the Sprout, because the lanes are just gonna help. Oh, unless they just die. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, Tatsumi is just a really good Stu. Yeah, maybe he's just the best Stu.
Yeah, I mean, Tatsumi kind of popped off in that Brawl Ball set. Looking to push forward on to Jen up here. And Steven doing a really good job trying to filter Jen back, not really giving an opportunity to kind of backdoor and get some damage onto this Tatsumi. We see the slowing toxin coming through onto Steven on the left-hand side, and I think that was the second use of it. So we'll see how this is going to play out, as Tatsumi does have 6 gems, but Dark Knight's not too far behind with 4.
Steven does have his super, so we'll be able to see if he can make a big play. He goes for
there
it.
It is.
Oh, there he goes.
The play is going to come through, and it's going to be Archer King going down, but the slowing is going to be there. Tatsumi able to dash through and get away, and Gallant Esports just looking so dominant.
Yeah, very good intuition from Steven to know that the Sprout would be there at that time and just go for the blind super.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he knew that Archer King was there, and he just made a really good opportunity. It did a really good job keeping Jen on the Crow really far back. Didn't let Jen get an opportunity to kind of backdoor and get some of those shots off onto Tatsumi on the Stu in that mid lane. So a really, really good job from the lane side. And I feel like the Spikes were just kind of like off doing their little 1v1 thing. On the right-hand side,
they're just shooting each other's gadgets.
The main focus was in that mid and left-hand lane with the Crow and Sprout versus the Stu and Tara. But after seeing that first game, I don't really see a reason Gallant should switch comps here. I think they just stick with it and just continue to push up and be aggressive like they've been doing for the first 3 games of the set. Yeah,
I would definitely think that they're going to switch off the Sprout and maybe try out Stu.
Yeah.
Because that seemed to be a lot better.
Yeah, Dark Knights definitely need to switch things up a little bit. In the first game, I think they ended up switching to the mirror comp. So it'll be interesting to see if Dark Knights ends up doing the same thing here, switching to that comp. So it could be Tara, Stu, and Spike again. And we'll see how that's going to play out. But here we go, hopping into it, the potential final game of this set. And we are pretty much seeing a mirror matchup, except Archer King is going to be on that Jesse.
Not really a fan of the Jesse pick. Stu's dodges make it really hard to hit Jesse shots, so I'm not really a big fan of that pick.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the thought was. Jen does switch over to the Tara, kind of like we expected, but this Jesse pick seems kind of off, especially for mid. I guess maybe in lane it would be better. I don't think it's like you said, I don't think it's a really great pick in general. But we'll have to see how this is going to play out. I mean, he's hitting some good shots. Tatsumi was forced to retreat there. And it looks like Dark Knight's trying to regain some ground, but I think they're just so far behind at this point. Here we go, Steven going in with the super, and it looks like Tatsumi's going to be able to dive in. A beautiful turret! Oh my goodness, but Tatsumi able to escape, but Lap coming in.
There's no way.
What is happening? Steven ends up going for the gems. Oh, he missed the pull! Jen missed the pull!
Maybe they could have grabbed those. That was huge for them. Tatsumi
Jen
went a little
missed.
bit too aggressive to get that kill up top, and he ends up paying
Yeah,
for it.
I think they thought the pole was going to be able to help there, but beautiful turret from Jesse. I did not expect that. Slow is going to be coming through. The countdown has begun. The pressure is going to be on. It's Archer King on the backhand side. He has 7 of the gems. And Tatsumi's going to be able to get the takedown. The pull's going to be coming through. And a beautiful pull from Steven as the countdown has now switched over to Gallant. Tatsumi and Steven on the retreat. They have 6 gems each. Neither can go down. And Jen is on the hunt, does have the super available. Going to go for the pull. Is able to get the shot on Steven. And Steven's going to get taken down. But Tatsumi trying to get some gems. He only gets 9. Oh my goodness. He's going to get 9. This is going to be a tied countdown. Steven and Jaws just going to leave the gems, let Tatsumi pick those up, and then they'll be able to pick up the gems in the middle, and we're going up.
They can
overtime.
reset. They can reset. I don't know if the Dark Knights know that because they retreated to their spawn, but they did have time to reset the countdown.
Yep. 7 seconds for that gem countdown, and Tatsumi able to pick up a huge kill on the left-hand side, going to be able to dash away. This could be it. Steven cannot afford to go down, otherwise the gems will go over in favor, but a beautiful pull and shot from Zhao's coming in, and it's going to be 14-10. Jen trying the best, not going to be able to get a super in time, and there it is. Gallant able to swing it back.
If they had like 2 more seconds, that game could have ended completely differently. Wow. That was crazy.
That was a fantastic game to close that set off, or to close that one off on. That was beautiful, but it's going to be Gallant Esports coming out on top, going 2-0-2-0. And I got to say, I think we might have been wrong with that Jesse pick. It ended up working almost well for them. That slow is pretty clutch. That really swung the matchup. It was Steven going in for the pull, then Tatsumi dove in, and then the turret with the slow just caught Tatsumi off guard, and Jaws ended up falling on the right-hand side for Gallant, and I think it was Lap on the spike for Dark Knights. He was able to swing through and get that final shot onto Tatsumi as he was trying to retreat, and started the countdown up for Dark Knights. But Gallant with a beautiful comeback to close things out. Beautiful pulls, beautiful dashes on the Tara and Stu, and they're able to swing it in their favor, and they're waiting in the round of 8 for the winner of Stamina versus Arena Casino.
Yeah, very well played from Gallant. Definitely a deserving win.
All right.
Let's take a look at the brackets powered by G Fuel.
So looking at it, yeah, Tribe 2-0.
So as we predicted, we're going to be seeing Tribe Gaming against Aqua. So that'll be very interesting. And then Monkeys against maybe O.O, maybe not, but we'll see. And then STMN against Arena Casino. The winner of that will be playing Gallant. And then at the bottom, Hamster Enjoyers beat TSG.
Yeah, and we'll be awaiting the game of IX Gaming versus IX Academy. To me, based on like previous competitions, that sounds like a semifinals matchup. But we're seeing them here meet in the Open Qualifier number 1 in the round of 16. So that just goes to show that no team is safe. But with that being said, we are going to take a quick break, and we come back, we'll have some more NA Open Qualifiers action. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Brawl Masters Summer 2021 NA Open Qualifiers. We have an epic matchup coming at you guys. Tribe Gaming versus Aqua. Yeah, so these two teams are historically known in Brawl Stars. I mean, Tribe Gaming has been one of the most dominant NA organizations in the past like 2 years, really since they transitioned over in like mid last year of the Brawl Stars Championship, and they've just been one of the most dominant teams in North America since. But let's take a look at the mode bans and what maps we'll be playing on.
So it looks like Hot Zone, Siege, and Brawl Ball will be the bans. In play is Hot Potato for Heist, Dry Season for Bounty, and Double Swoosh for Gem. I'm not really sure why, but Tribe Gaming decided to ban Dynamite, which is pretty interesting.
Interesting. Isn't Mike in a relatively okay pick on Dry Season?
Probably not. It's a good pick on Hot Potato, but more so for like, I don't know. You see it a lot in Power League because Barley's banned a lot of the time, but for competitive, I don't think the Dynamite ban does not make much sense. Like, there's just no other way to say it. Maybe they're feeling really confident in this one and they're just like, we're just going to ban Dynamite, but I mean, that's the only conclusion I can come to. Does not make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, mirror brawlers are also allowed, so there could be an opportunity where that Mike pick was the last ban out of all 4 of the bans. So it could be an opportunity. Could be Tribe thinking like, okay, we know we want to play this brawler. We know it is a mirrored option, but we think we're better at this at whatever brawler they would prefer to play versus ban. And they just decide, okay, if this brawler isn't banned, then this is what we're going to play around. Like, we'll just use Bell, for example. If Bell is a brawler that they really want to play, then if Bell isn't banned up until that last slot, Tribe could say, okay, we really want to play Bell, so let's just ban something completely different.
Yeah, interesting. I think this is the first time we're going to see Bell in play, and Bell's actually pretty good on all 3 of these maps. Also, the first time we're going to be seeing Dry Season, which can really go either way.
Yeah, but here we go. We're going to be hopping into it. Game number 1 coming up between Tribe and Aqua. We're going to be seeing Rico, Barley, and Colette coming through. So it looks like the Colette and Sprout are going to be different, but Minwoong and Jigsaw putting in some early damage onto Zulon.
Minwoong is a very talented Sprout, so I'm happy that they went with the Sprout pick. It's also good against all their brawlers, so very good pick.
Yeah, having that shield certainly going to help Minwoong stay alive for just a little bit longer. Can kind of tank more of those Barley shots. Corey trying to do his best again on a slash. And yeah, Aqua does have two throwers coming out here with that Sprout and with the slash. Tyrant going in for that automatic 13% damage. Right now has a 1% game with Zulon getting a beautiful amount of damage onto the safe. And Corey trying to follow through with it. Tyrant on the close as well. Zulon is just 2v1ing this right-hand lane.
Yeah, this is just, wow, they just could not get enough kills there. Just ran through them that game. Was not expecting that.
Tribe did a phenomenal job. It was just Tyrant in the mid, Corey on the left-hand side, and Zulon was just having a 2v1 on the right with Jig and Minwoong.
Yeah, against Tribe Gaming, I think it's a good idea to ban Rico because Zolan is just insanely good on that Rico.
Yeah.
So a little bit surprised that there was no Rico ban from Aqua here.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen in Brawl Stars Championships when Hard Rock Mine is an option, when Hot Potato is an option, Zulon is playing that Rico, and he plays it very well. So Rico coming out there, Zulon showing why he's one of the best on Rico, as Tribe is able to take the first game of Heist, and now Aqua kind of back to the drawing board here. And this is the team that we saw 2-0 Tequila in the round of 16 on this map.
Well, yeah, it's a very different fight. Instead of Tequila, they're playing the best team in NA. So, yeah, they're going to have to think about how they can beat that comp because Tribe stays the same comp a lot of the time.
Yeah, so here we go. We're going to be hopping into the second game. And as you said, Tribe sticking with that same comp, and it looks like Slash going to be switching off the Sprout and on to that Colette. So complete mirror comps coming up for the teams here. Tyrant getting some early shots onto Slash, trying to build up that super, get that free 13% onto the safe. As,
every game, every lane looks kind of even, but it looks like Tyrant's winning his lane a little bit in the mid. It's still kind of even.
Yeah, Zulon getting some good ricocheted shots off onto Slash as well. Corey going in with the heals, trying to keep everybody healthy. And now Corey in a good position to kind of filter through onto Minmoon, but Minmoon going to be able to go onto the retreat. It's going to be Tyrant getting the 13%, Zulon getting the super onto the safe, getting a lot of damage down, 30% already. And now the onslaught for Tribe is going to begin. Slash not able to connect with anybody in that mid dash, and Corey going in with the heals. Now the super is going to be going on to safe, another free 13% for Tyrant, and Jigsaw doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know whether to defend or going for the safe, and it looks like Slash going to be on the retreat as Zulon trying to 2v1, not going to be able to pull it off that time, and a great reset from Aqua, but Tribe picks up a huge amount of damage.
They might be able to come back here. It's only within 40%, and Minmoon's getting damage on the safe. They're looking pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I like this adjustment from Aqua. Before it was Zulon versus Jigsaw on that right-hand side, the Rico versus Rico, but then Minmoon kind of switches sides, and now it was Rico versus Barley on both sides, and Aqua was winning that matchup when the switch came in. Zulon on the retreat. And
Tyrant actually missed a super, and Jigsaw gave him the thumbs down.
Oh, no. But Tribe down 2% now. Now Aqua slowly taking their foot off the gas pedal here as they're just trying to let things play through, and Tribe switches back because this is the opportunity that they had before. Tyrant gets onto the safe, gets that free 13%. Zulon able to pick up the kill on Slash, and there's going to be a ton of damage. Corey trying to push forward. He's going to get... No, he's not going to get taken out on the left-hand side. He's going to be able to get a shot off onto the safe, and that is going to do it with Zulon coming through with the shots, and Tribe going to be able to pick up set 1 2-0.
Dang. Pretty clean victory for Tribe in the first set. I don't know, they went a pretty standard comp. Aqua just wasn't able to find something that they could beat that comp with. But dry season, pretty interesting map. You can go tanks, you can go long range throwers, Mortis. So we'll see what they end up going with.
Yeah, revisiting that first map, I mean, the opportunity of switching lanes there from Aqua is what gave them the lead. They switched that Barley and Rico across sides, and Tribe was not expecting it. That's when Aqua was able to come back, and they took a 2% damage lead. But what Tribe ended up doing was they switched back and had the Mirror Brawlers going back head-to-head, and that's when Tribe was able to push forward and win. So Aqua was just kind of a little bit slow to the punch there in that second swap. They had a really good opportunity to capitalize on it. They took that opportunity, and they got a lot of damage onto the safe. But as soon as Tribe figured out what their game plan was and switched those lanes back, Aqua didn't stand a chance. But yeah, dry season coming up. Like you said, could be tanks, could be long range. We see Mort throwers, Mortis coming out through. The bans for this were Bell is available. So like we said in that first one, Bell isn't really a viable option, as viable of an option as compared to other brawlers that we saw for Heist. But Bell is a viable option on dry season, so we'll probably be seeing Bell come through here. Corey is really good on the long range brawlers, so we'll probably, if a Bell's coming through, Corey will be on it. But it looks like they're going to switch things up a little bit, and they're going throwers and Nani.
Pretty interesting, the only main difference being the Nani and the Bell. So we'll see if either team gets an advantage by that difference.
Yeah, Tyrant trying to push forward, get some shots onto Jigsaw. Jigsaw doing a really good job funneling back, and the wall coming through, blocking Slash off and making sure he's not able to get any shots, but able to find one onto Tyrant, and now it's just going to be bouncing around everybody on Tribe.
Both teams playing really aggressive, looking like they don't want to get pushed back into their spawn and get trapped by the throwers.
Yeah, we have Peep coming through, able to push Slash down to 16, and the splash from Tyrant's able to get through, and Tribe down 1 star. Now, they do have that blue star, but they still need 1 kill at least.
Yeah, they're really looking to kill Tyrant here.
Yeah, Tyrant is the main threat. Return to Cinder coming through for Nani and Zulon, able to just get picked off, and Jigsaw keeping the lead in favor of Aqua. And with 35 seconds remaining, we'll see how close it's going to get. Bear Trap going to be coming through on the right side, so this way Aqua can kind of just sit back into the base. If anybody comes through that mid bush, like Tyrant might be thinking about doing, it is not going to be good. Tickhead going to be coming through on the right-hand side. Tyrant able to clean that up. Jigsaw trying to bait Tyrant through and pull him forward just a little bit. But Jigsaw might end up going down. Return to Center is going to be coming through. Tyrant able to pick up the kill. Tyrant has the blue star. Corey with 148 HP. 6 seconds remaining. No way. The lock-on is going to be coming through. Corey takes a little bit more damage. Zulon going in for the dive. And Tribe is going to take it. Wow.
Very close win.
I mean, I feel like that's as close as it gets. Like, Aqua had pretty much the game up until the final 25 seconds. And then Jigsaw just pushed a little too far forward. And Tyrant holding that blue star pretty much the entire time put Tribe in the driver's seat. Even though the score was tied in terms of stars, it's that blue star, that first star that spawns in the middle, that matters the most. And it went over to Tribe very early on, and Tyrant was able to hold it for the entire game. And Corey nearly escaped death. 148 HP left on that left-hand side. The lock-on from Bell was able to find Corey, but it wasn't able to get enough damage through. And Tribe takes the first game of Bounty, sending Aqua to match point.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be caught in the back of your spawn, especially at the end of the game on dry season.
No, not against Tribe, for sure. But here we go, hopping into it. Early take from Aqua Slash on the backside, and he's going to get taken down from Corey. Tyrant with 277 HP. The shield just wears off as the tick mine explodes, and it's going to be a kill going over to Aqua. But Tribe, again, holding that oh-so-coveted blue star to give them advantage if the score ends in a draw. Return to Sender coming through on that left-hand side. Zulon taking some damage, is going to be able to bounce over to Tyrant, but he's still pretty healthy. He can just soak this tick head damage and not really worry about it too much. Corey taking quite a bit of damage on the backside as well. Minmoon going to be trying to push forward, and Minmoon and Slash are going for a pinch here on Corey.
Yeah, again, this time Tribe is stuck in their spawn, so they're probably in the least favorable position for sure.
Yeah,
that Bell's chaining. Oh, nice kill from
Zulon. Oh, and the kill from Minmoon to clutch it back up. The blue star now goes over to Aqua, and it's Minmoon holding it. And the kill onto Minmoon won't be enough. They can try to do whatever they want, but they're going to need 2 kills at least. And Tyrant's going to be able to find one of them. Now all eyes are set on Minmoon, because if they take Jigsaw down, that's still only 3 stars, which will tie it up and still give game point over to Aqua. Corey going to be trying to push in here and get as much damage as possible. This is not looking good. Tyrant going to get taken down, and we're going to be going to game 3 on Bounty. This was a really good adjustment in the transition between game 1 and game 2 for Aqua. Like we saw early on, this time it was Tribe that was stuck in their spawn.
So yeah, it was the same comps. What do you think went differently that game? I was thinking about it, and they just did so much better, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it seemed like the way they were pushing their lanes and how aggressive they were being, they weren't like diving in too deep, but they were making sure that they were able to push Tribe back. Being able to have that Bell and utilize that, like we saw a few times in that matchup where Bell was able to bounce some shots between everybody on Tribe, and that was because it was mainly just the pressure that Aqua was able to throw onto Tribe and keep them so far back into their spawn. And that was the big difference from game 1 versus game 2, is Aqua was in their spawn in game 1, Tribe was forced into their spawn in game 2. And especially when Aqua has that Bell, if you're slashing, you're hitting those shots, it is very deadly for Tribe.
Yeah, it still is match point for Tribe. I'm wondering if
Hmm.
Aqua will switch it up, maybe go some type of counter like Mortis or tanks, or if they're confident in their ability to just win the same comp.
Yeah, and if there's one thing that Tribe is really good at, it's being able to adjust. So if you're Aqua, it almost feels too risky running that same comp because it was mirror comps from game one, and Tribe won game one. So if you give Tribe that opportunity to fix their mistakes in that second game and capitalize on it, then it's a big mistake. But here we go. We are seeing some switches coming through, and it looks like Aqua will be sticking with that same comp.
Zulon decides to go for the Brock this time instead. Pretty good against Bell. Other than that, everything's the same. Corey's kind of winning his lane considerably. Yeah, Jigsaw didn't even touch Corey there.
Oh, the rocket coming through, not able to connect to Slash, but the pinch with Tyrant is going to be able to swing the lead over to Tribe. So Tribe does have that blue star, and they do have a 2-star lead.
The blue star being with Zulon is a little bit easier for Aqua to deal with, like as long as it's not in like Sprout on Sprout, because you have a lot of trouble killing Sprout sometimes. With Brock, maybe he steps too high and then he goes down.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really just kind of pushing through and trying to find a way to corner Tribe in for Aqua, as they are the ones who are down. And this is what Aqua needs to do. They're doing exactly all the right things, trying to force Tribe back into their spawn. We see the tick head going to be coming
nice
through.
shot.
The takedown from Slash. Minwoong has 73 health. Oh, the shot hits the barrel. Tyrant not able to connect, and now they're down 1-star. Tribe now on the aggression, and Aqua retreating into their spawn, which seems to be what causes teams to lose.
Yeah, they backed up so fast after that one kill and then got trapped.
Oh man, it seems like backing into the spawn was a mistake. That's what had Tribe lose game 2. And then Aqua, as soon as they take the lead, they back up into the spawn. And now Tribe is trying to do the same thing, but they're holding their own beautiful wall from Tyrant on the right-hand side. Zulon's going to be going for the super, and Slash is looking very low on health. And even though Tyrant's going to fall, it's going to be Tribe rising up and advancing to the semifinals.
Actually not a clean sweep. They actually did win a game, but I feel like that doesn't tell the full story of the set. Aqua did have some pretty close games throughout the match.
Yeah, Aqua did stick with that same comp, and that's one of the things I was talking about heading into it. Like, Tribe is really good at adjusting. They adjusted in that mid game in the first set, where Aqua made a really good play to start to come back in percentage on Heist, and then Tribe just adjusted, made that switch, and completely dominated the rest of the game. And that's what we saw here. Aqua was backed into a corner and in game 1 and backed into their spawn, and Tribe really close victory in game 1, but they were able to get the spawn push and win. And that's what Aqua did in game 2 to Tribe. They pushed Tribe back into their spawn, and Aqua was able to win. Aqua stayed with the same comp, but Tribe goes with a little bit more of an aggressive comp, and being able to kind of switch things through, and they're able to take that win, and they get the series and sends Aqua home for this qualifier. But Aqua, don't worry, if you head to discord.gg/BrawlMasters, you can sign up for next week's qualifiers as well, and you can too if you're watching in the chat. Make sure you head to that Discord, sign up if you want your chance to play. $2,000 up for grabs in these qualifiers, and a spot in a $4,000 playoff. So don't miss your opportunity. Head to the Discord and register for next week. Excuse me. But next up, O.O versus Monkeys. This is an exciting matchup.
For sure. This one could definitely go either way. Probably, if not that last set, this would be the most closely matched teams of today. So could go either way for sure.
Yeah, looking at the players on this, just pulling up the rosters for O.O, we have Toast, Fade, Luffy, Easy Livy, and Cash. And then for Monkeys, we have Knight, Jorge Cruz, Edlu, and Mickey Mouse. So very, very talented rosters. Monkeys is, I think they're 5th on the NA leaderboards right now for Brawl Stars Championship.
Yeah, something
And
like that.
they've been a team that's like, their story is really cool to follow. They're like the underdogs of the year coming into the NA scene. And while they haven't completely like dominated some of the top teams, there's very noticeable improvement with this team here. So I'm really excited to see how they're going to fare here and see if they can secure and sneak their way into the semifinals of the first open qualifiers for BrawlMSTRS.
So
here we go. Looking at the draft.
Bans,
yeah. What do we got for the bans?
Bounty, Siege, and Gem Grab are bans, and Played are split for Hot Zone, Hot Potato for Heist, Super Stadium for Brawl Ball. And the Brawler bans from Tribe Gaming are not from Tribe Gaming. From, is it O.O? From O.O is Stu and Standy. And then from, who's the other team again? From Monkey, sorry, is B and Primo.
Yeah, so I think the only mode we haven't seen now is Siege. We've seen every other game mode except Siege. Siege always seems to be the mode that's being banned. Either people just don't want to play on Nuts and Bolts, or people just don't want to play on Siege. And Bell is going to be available again for the second time tonight. We're seeing a pattern kind of develop here in the quarterfinals that these teams want to play Bell.
Yeah, that is interesting that we haven't seen Siege yet. Siege is an interesting mode because a lot of the time it comes down to whoever wins the last bot, and maybe top teams aren't really wanting the game to be decided by that. Instead, they're choosing some other maps.
Yeah, so with Hot Zone being in play, we saw Misa on the Primo from Tequila against Aqua earlier, and it was just completely defining for this map. So we are seeing the Primo ban, and I think that probably has to do with the fact that Hot Zone was going to be in play. So no Primo for this, no Sandy, no Stu. So we could possibly maybe see Poco double tank here. We have Poco, BB, and Frank possibly coming through. And then other potential options, we might see Surge come into play. We might see Gale come out here. What do you
some Rico? Some Rico, yep. Maybe like a thrower. But yeah, without that Primo ban, or with the Primo ban, Frank becomes a lot better of a pick because he's just huge. He's really good against things like Surge because it just takes so many shots to kill him. Good against things like throwers that just, by the time they finally killed Frank, he's already got 30% in your zone, and that's like more than half the zone or something like that. He's just a unit.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, we did see Aqua try to pull out the Frank in their matchup earlier against Tequila, and it didn't end up working because Primo was playable. So now Primo's banned. There's a good chance it might work.
Oh yeah, also Nighttime Clasher, player for the Monkeys, his favorite brawler is Frank, so maybe he'll be playing Frank on that map.
Well, then I would definitely expect to see Frank come out from Monkeys, and maybe O.O knows that, and they're preparing for that, trying to figure out what do you think. So with Primo ban, what's your next best pick to kind of counter that Frank? So if you're O.O, what are you prepping for in case Nighttime Clasher does bring out that Frank?
Well, you could go Ems, which we saw earlier. I think it was from Aqua earlier on this map, or Rico. Are both pretty good tank counters on this map.
Okay. And Rico with the new gadget Bouncy Castle for the heals.
Yeah, always. It's very powerful.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. So we'll have to see how this is going to play out. We should be hopping into the first game here momentarily. Players are just getting the brawler picks in, the star powers in, the gadgets locked down, and we're going to be heading into Split to kick things off. But yeah, I think we'll probably see Surge, Rico, and someone else is one comp, and then we'll probably, I think there's a good chance we see Poco double tank coming through with the Frank and BB.
Yeah, for sure. That third brawler being maybe like a Sprout or a Tick, generally in that like Rico Surge comp.
Yeah, Tick, the 6 mines is typically more preferred, I feel like, on Split versus the Last Hurrah. being able to have
Yeah,
those 6
that's
mines
actually
through
pretty
is
new.
super.
I was like pretty surprised the first time I saw that, but people are using that because the other gadget got nerfed.
Yeah, Lasera, because the shield went down from before Tick was immune to any damage when Lasera was active. Now he takes 50% of the damage. So being able to kind of like just run your way into the zone and then pop that gadget, you're going to take damage now. So
Yeah, very sizable change.
yeah, so Tick, I feel like is still an okay option, but not nearly as dominant as he was before when Lasera was a pretty convincing gadget. But we're just coordinating with the players right now and trying to get them situated for the matchup. But yeah, it seems like the voice in my head is telling me that there's some technical difficulties with one of the players. So we're trying to get that resolved as much as possible, as quickly as possible, so we can hop into this game. But yeah, so Split is going to be that first map, Hot Potato and Super Stadium if necessary. I think we've seen 3 matchups today. The first one went to all 3 sets. It was 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. And then the last 2 matches was 2-0s. And I think there was only 1 set lost, and it was in that last one with Aqua versus Tribe.
Yeah, and the bounty map.
Yeah, because Gallant was a 2-0 over Dark Knights, and then Tribe versus Aqua was a 2-0, but one of the sets went to a third game. So started off pretty close in terms of team skill level, and then we're kind of seeing some difference coming through here. Gallant played really well over Dark Knights. I'm excited to see how they fare against either Stamina or Arena Casito in their quarterfinals matchup, because Gallant looked pretty good. And you said it before, you're saying that Gallant could possibly, like if Stamina is the team to make it, Gallant might be able to give them some trouble.
Yeah, they definitely have a chance. Out of all those teams that were on that side of the bracket, I did feel that Gallant had the best chance out of those, and Gallant is going to make it that far. So we'll see.
Yeah, so here we go. Wi-Fi has been fixed. We're going to be hopping into this first game, and oh, Colonel Ruffs is available. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah,
so we are seeing pretty much mirror. Only difference is going to be Luffy on the Rico and Edlu on that Surge.
Nice kill from Edlu. Start off the game.
What a play. That was an absolutely beautiful play from Edlu.
Luffy just MVP straight up play ignoring Edlu. Okay. He's in a different spot.
He's got three levels already, and Fade not able to break the wall.
And they just can't touch him.
I don't think Edlu has died yet.
Yeah, but he like barely survived. He had like 40 health. But yeah, he's like doing everything for them right now.
Yeah, power up going over to Jorge, and Edlu will most likely might
another
go in for
kill from
here.
Edlu. Oh,
the tick had exploded. That's gotta be so sad. Like he was making some really good jukes and then just dies to a ticket that he jumped on.
Yeah. Oh, they still got control of both zones though. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, they only have 8% remaining. Knight is onto that zone, and this is gonna be game number 1 going over to Monkeys. They were looking very, very strong.
Edlu just put his team on his back that game. But yeah, he had good matchups. He went on the Tick, he went on the Rico. Pretty good matchups for him. Only bad matchup was the Ruffs, and he just stayed away from the Ruffs, so it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, stay away from the Ruffs, and that Tick head was the unfortunate downfall. His only death of the game. So big props to Edlu on that one, and he put the team on his back. Knight did a really good job against in that Ruffs versus Ruffs matchup as well. Seemed like he was really able to hold a good amount of control on that left-hand side, while it was the Surge and Tick on the right-hand side for Monkeys, just trying to push through against the Rico Tick matchup. And yeah, when you're able to hold a 1v1 on your zone for Hot Zone, it is absolutely game-changing, because it lets the other team kind of pressure in and push the enemy forward and make them put a little bit of pressure and make them feel a little bit uncomfortable. And that's exactly what Monkeys did. They were able to get some really good plays off onto O.O, and that's what ultimately won them the game.
Yeah, definitely. So looking at this next game, we'll see if they decide to go and try to counter that comp. The main counter being to go tanks, because the whole comp is kind of low damage. So we'll see what they go with here.
Yeah, so here we go. We're seeing Cash switching over to the Surge, and Edlu switching off the Surge and going onto Edgar. Dives right onto Luffy and immediately takes control of the zone. Just staying at that 540. It's Jorge and Edlu just pushing through onto Fade. And Cash trying to do his best, but Edlu is just juking around the wall, and Fade able to pick up the kill. But again, Knight holding that zone.
Edgar is kind of a wild pick here, but we'll see if it ends up working out for them. He was able to pick up 2 quick kills.
Yeah, I think he's going to be waiting for Jorge to come over, and then Edlu might just try to dive deep.
Yeah, I definitely see him jumping on Tick here.
Oh, and he gets taken down from Cash. Cash in a really good position to finish that off. Jorge trying to get some shots in, but is able to keep Cash off the zone, which is huge. And Knight is just doing a phenomenal job on that left-hand side.
Knight has his zone 1. He's just dominating. He's just dominating his zone. All they need is that other zone now.
Yeah, not even a contest, and everybody from O.O is just focusing on that left-hand side. Fade, just trying to get some shots through. We'll see how this is going to play through. It looks like Monkeys is going to set up a defense first, and then we'll probably just see Edlu jump over through, but Knight actually breaks the walls and leaves an opening, and here comes the jump. The jump from Cash is going to be going through, but Jorge is now onto the zone. 1 HP onto Knight. He's able to stay alive, and it gets the 2-0 for Monkey. I got to give Knight the MVP of that set for sure. He completely dominated his zone in both games, and that really gave the other players an opportunity to focus on the right-hand side and just do whatever they needed to do, because Knight, he had that left-hand side.
Yeah, Knight being able to win his lane so convincingly and then being able to power up his whole team just helped him in the long run so much. And then also, the Edgar pick seemed kind of weird, but it ended up working out for them. He played really well as well.
Yeah, he was able to get some really nice dives onto the Tick and try to not let Tick kind of pressure on that left-hand side, and just left Knight in his 1v1. And I that might have been the game plan, is like Knight was just like, guys, I can win this left-hand side very easily. So just keep them away from me, and the rest will just fall into place. And
yeah, and then we talked about that Tick gadget earlier, and the Edgar with without that gadget, Tick is so helpless against an Edgar, and he was able to take advantage of that every single time.
Yeah, when Tick kind of came into the meta when Last Hurrah was still at the immunity damage, Edgar was just completely erased off a split. Like, nobody used Edgar on split anymore. But now that Tick has kind of found his place and he's defeatable, people are, I feel like, are starting to bring some Edgar back on split.
Yeah, Monkeys is known for having some not typical picks, basically. Like, they popularized using Bo Nani in Siege, which was like the only strategy that involved not winning any bots. So they're known for taking some interesting picks.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about games like Brawl Stars, is that you're able to kind of find the meta, like know what the meta is, and then go with something that's just a little off meta, like the brawlers are meta, but then you utilize them in a way for whatever game mode you're playing that just works so well. And I, like you said it perfectly, Monkeys has found a way to popularize these strategies and makes it work for themselves. But here we go, we're hopping into it. We'll see what's going to happen. Edgar coming back out again. Edlu diving onto the cash on Barley right away.
Edlu wins his lane immediately.
And he's just gonna heal, charge up his super and just going for some dives here. Knight trying to get some damage onto Fade, ends up getting the super off, is gonna be able to find some damage onto the safe where Crew's going in. Luffy on the retreat, but Edlu is able to dish out a ton of damage, and he is just destroying this safe right now.
Yeah, insane damage from the Edgar there.
Edlu is popping off on the Edgar. Colette getting that auto 13%, dives right back
Lucky
in.
barely survives.
Wow, Fade's retreat, comeback on the super was what finished Edlu off and kept Luffy alive.
Luffy's playing very well right now.
Yeah, and I think the Edgar pick was mainly for the Barley and to try to catch, if there was a Rico, to catch Rico off guard, because Edgar can be really good against Barley because Edgar is able to heal when he punches. So that makes it really good against Barley. And look at Edlu, he just dives right onto Luffy and is able to get the takedown and let the rest of Monkeys push forward. Super's going to be coming through, kind of filter off that middle side. Knight's going to be able to heal himself back up, and then he's going to look for the aggression onto the safe as Fade is going to get taken down on the right-hand side. Gadget's going to be popped. He's going to dive right onto Luffy, and there it is, the takedown going in again, and now Edlu is going to have an opportunity to go onto the safe, and there it is. Wow.
Wow. Luffy did pretty good. He was able to kill Edlu a couple times, but Edlu, when he got through, he did so much damage to the safe.
Yeah, Edlu had really good game knowledge there. He was waiting for the perfect opportunity where Luffy did not have a super available, because if Luffy has a super and he pops that bouncy castle, Edgar is done. Like, you cannot beat Rico when you have bouncy castle on the super. The next part of that was Edlu being able to adapt and adjust. He waited for Luffy not to have supers available and then dives in at the perfect moments and is able to pick up the kills.
Yeah, so this could be the final match. Saying this one was supposed to be close, feeling a little bit like Toast Team or O.O would be able to win, but they're down 3-0.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if it will be closed out here. We have Jorge switching over to the Barley. Edlu staying on the Edgar and taking Luffy down. Man, he is just looking so good right now. Edlu on the retreat, but Knight able to pick up some good shots onto the safe, but a beautiful takedown onto the rest of Monkeys. Now Edlu is just kind of trapped in the corner.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to get a lot of damage here.
Yeah, Knight trying to get a little damage. Fade going with that free 13%. The flow is going to be coming through. Luffy going with the bouncy castle to heal up. Jorge had a perfect opportunity to take him down, but Luffy says, no, I have a gadget.
Oh, that looks like it's it.
Wow, complete 180 from that first game as O.O says, no, we will not get sweeped. I don't know about the Bell pick. That was really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up working out. Not like the go-to pick there, normally Colette, but still a decent pick. And then also I noticed that game O.O, their Barley, I think it was Cash, he decides to use the slowdown gadget, which ended up helping him against that Edgar. He was able to win that one-on-one interaction, push up, and then deal a ton of damage to the safe. Really big difference in that game.
Yeah, really good adaptation in that matchup for O.O. They're able to swing it back, and we're heading to game number 3 in the heist set. This is still match point for Monkeys, so Monkeys still has an opportunity to close it out here, but O.O really wants to send this to that Brawl Ball set and see if they're able to swing the game kind of back in their favor in that final set. But great adaptation from O.O in that game, and it was just complete dominance. I think Monkeys got 4% damage onto the safe. it just like it wasn't even close for that. But here we go, hopping into it. Game 3. Now Monkeys is kind of going back to that comp. O.O sticking with it and having to 2v1 on Edlu there, but Knight's going to be able to push forward. Not able to get some initial damage onto the save, but does get the takedown onto Fade and not able to find that shot. So Jorge Cruz trying to get some shots onto Cash, trying to bounce off the fence there. And Bouncy Castle is going to be coming through for a little bit of healing. And Edlu trying to get a good angle to dive on Luffy.
I don't know how Fade got that super off. He was so low. Wow.
Oh,
nice
Luffy
kill from Jorge.
trying to get the shots off. Oh my goodness, takes him down. Oh man, Knight is just kind of left alone on this left-hand side. Cash is finally back into the mix. Throws the super down. Healing going to be able to come through there. Jorge Cruz healing up a little bit. Bouncy Castle going to be coming through. Fade going in for the auto 13% onto the safe. Pops a shield to Edlu, now going in for a dive as well, getting some pretty good damage. He's able to pick up the kill onto Luffy, and Edlu is just racking up the damage onto the safe. Final Bouncy Castle used from Jorge. Edlu going in for the dive again. He's able to heal up and get some beautiful shots. Jorge Cruz and Edlu now looking to push forward onto the safe. And I think Edlu might go for the dive onto Luffy again, and he does. Bouncy Castle not going to be, or the super not going to be enough this time. Jorge and Knight
that's
onto
gonna
the
be
safe
it.
as well. And there it is. Monkeys does it. Clutches it. Wow.
The 2-0 over O.O.
And this is kind of a repeat what we saw in the Tribe vs. Aqua set. We said, like, wow, this game is looking like it's going to be pretty close based on the teams. And it was a 2-0-2-1. Tribe over Aqua, and now 2-0-2-1. Monkeys over O.O.
Yeah, at first I was thinking O.O, maybe they got caught off guard by the Edgar, but they ran Edgar almost every game, or maybe every game.
Yeah.
So at that point, you can't say you're surprised anymore. You got to expect the Edgar and maybe try to counter it, but they never did. Instead, they kept playing Rico, kept playing Barley, and the Edgar just said, okay, those are free kills.
Yeah, it was a valiant effort from O.O, like you said, switching the gadget off and going for the slow gadget instead of the healing gadget, but it didn't end up mattering. It didn't matter in the end. That's what I was trying to say for that. But yeah, I think that second game, Bell was a little bit of an interesting pick for the Monkeys, and they switched back and they were like, yeah, Rico's definitely just way better here. And they switched, they adapted, and they were able to close that final game out. So yeah, we're moving through to the quarterfinals, and things are looking pretty good. Things are wrapping up pretty nicely here for day one of the Open Qualifiers in North America. And I'm excited to see what other matchups we have in store for us for the rest of the night. But with that being said, we're going to be going to a quick break in a few minutes. But I mean, to recap some of the teams that we've seen in the bracket thus far, we see Tribe. We're still waiting for the results of IX Gaming versus IX Academy. We're still awaiting the results of Stamina versus Arena Casino. IX Gaming and IX Academy was a very, very interesting matchup to see being played so early on. And like I said, it feels like that matchup is like, it deserves to be like a...
That could be the quarterfinals, it could be the finals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it's being played out in the quarterfinals instead. So we're waiting to see that. One of those teams will be moving on to play Hamster Enjoyers. And then on the top side of the bracket, we just saw Monkeys take down O.O. So they'll be meeting Tribe in the semifinals. So Monkeys versus Tribe is going to be a really good matchup to see. But with that being said, now we will be taking a quick break. Grab some water, grab some popcorn, because we have some more Brawl Stars action for you tonight. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Brawl Masters Summer 2021 NA Open Qualifier number 1. I'm Full Frontage, joined by Shine. Shine, we've had some epic matches so far tonight, and this is a very exciting semifinals matchup.
Yeah, we actually have Tribe Gaming versus Monkeys. We just saw Monkeys take down O.O last match, and they did so pretty convincingly. So maybe they'll give Tribe some trouble.
Yeah, and then Tribe coming off of a win over Aqua in similar fashion, a 2-0 in set 1, a 2-1 in set 2, 2-0 overall. So both teams feeling really good coming into the semifinals matchup. Obviously, Tribe the more historic team in terms of dominance in competitions, but Monkeys, the underdogs coming into this specific matchup. I mean, they're a very good team. They're a very favored team, I would say. But when it comes to seeing their name against Tribe Gaming, you have to think there's some sort of like realization that, okay, this is like one of the best teams in North America. We got to step it up here. Like we took down O.O. We're feeling really good coming off of that last matchup. We got to come into this game ready to play, ready to win. So trying to think back on the maps that were played last set for Monkeys, or last game for Monkeys. I believe they played Heist in that last one, because that was really intense. And then it was Hot Zone, I think it was Hot Zone. Yes, because Knight won his matchups on the left side. Yeah, so it was Hot Zone and Heist coming out. And then for Tribe versus Aqua, it was Bounty was set 2, and I believe it was... I want to say it was...
I think Heist.
Grab. It was Heist, yes. So Heist and Bounty. So we saw 2 of the matchups being the same. And 1 in the sets. Both teams played Heist, so both teams are already kind of feeling it on those 2 maps because they won those 2 maps. And then going into it, I wonder if we'll see Siege for the first time tonight.
Yeah, definitely a very strong map or mode for Tribe Gaming. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if they pick Siege. At the same time, Siege is one of the historically is a map that can go either way. Like, again, depending on like who wins the last spot. So maybe Tribe isn't going to want to pick that, but then maybe Monkeys would, because they're not very favored, so they want there to be a little more luck involved, could favor them. But also, I feel like Monkeys is a pretty, people don't view them as well as they should, but because Monkeys has beaten some top teams before, it's beaten STMN, it's beaten Tribe, so they can definitely hang there with the big top teams.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, Monkeys was kind of the team that invented the Pam and Nani comp on Siege. So
the Bo and Nani. Yeah.
The Bo and Nani, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Siege does end up getting banned off the table from Tribe. And it looks like we will have Bounty to kick things off, Brawl Ball on Super Stadium. And then, if necessary, we'll be going to Hot Potato for game number 3.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Looking at these maps, how are you feeling about the first matchup on Dry Season?
Well, I would be very scared going up against Tribe on Dry Season, but this was picked by Monkeys, so it seems like they're pretty confident in that map. Also, Bounty, another one of those modes where it can come down to the last 10 seconds, and maybe Tribe gets pushed back at the end and Monkeys are able to pull out the victory. Also, we'll see if they have some interesting comps, because we've seen kind of the same comps. We've seen Tick Sprout. Maybe Monkeys is going to be the first team to say, okay, we're going to switch this up and try something to try to counter, not just go by the book and like everyone else has been doing.
Yeah, so the first ban we're seeing is going to be Primo. I can't really say I'm surprised. Then we have Bell and Bea coming out on those second and third bans. So last time Tribe was playing, Bell was available for Dry Season. Now she will not be available. And Monkeys is also taking out Bea from the equation as well. So 2 long-range brawlers being eliminated early on, and then Tribe picking up Stu as that final ban. All right, so I just heard from the voice in my head that IX Gaming has beaten IX Academy 2-1. So we will be seeing IX Gaming moving forward, and IX Academy will unfortunately be going home for tonight. But IX Academy, don't worry, if you head to discord.gg/BrawlMasters, you can sign up for next week's qualifiers as well. And if you're watching at home and you want your chance to participate in a $2,000 qualifier and to qualify for the playoffs, which is $4,000, it's a lot of money, head to discord.gg/BrawlMasters and sign up for your chance to compete.
So that actually does mean that IX Gaming will be playing against STMN. So 2 top 3 teams in NA up against each other. Oh, my bad.
Oh, okay.
So IX Gaming still has to play Hamster Enjoyers. So the winner of that will be playing against STMN. Okay. And then let's take a look at these bans. So Tribe decides to ban Stu and Primo, both picks that are not very traditional on dry season, but they're picks that can hard counter Tribe if they get unlucky. So removing that luck out of the equation and trying to just keep it as skill based as possible. Tribe is saying, I don't want to lose to Primo. If we play long range brawlers, Tribe is going to probably come up on top.
Yeah, and then Bell and Bea being banned on the other side, 2 long range brawlers being banned from the side of Monkeys. What do you think about that, especially for the 3 maps we have: Dry Season, Super Stadium, and Hot Potato?
Oh yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Monkeys is probably like scared of the bee, scared of the bell, because those are very high skill cap brawlers, and like you can be very good at playing bell, and it can change the course of the game. So if Tribe pops off on the bell, that could just be an instant loss for Monkeys. So they want to just remove that possibility altogether, put some more luck into the equations. Maybe they get lucky, get rid of the high skill cap brawlers like Bell and B.
Yeah, and thinking back to the Tribe versus Aqua set, Tribe did actually bring out Brock in Game 3 on Dry Season. So do we think Tribe is going to try to bring that kind of composition out here, where they go Brock, Sprout, and Tick? Or do you think Tribe is going to try to keep Monkeys on their toes and try to throw them off and make them figure things out as the set continues?
I don't think Tribe has to try anything too crazy. They're the favorite team. They're the best team in NA. So they're probably going into this thinking we'll just play what we're used to. We'll play it well. Zulin did an amazing job on the Brock. Maybe he'll do that again if he chooses to go with Brock again. I imagine they go double thrower again. Maybe Monkeys is able to pull out the Edgar and counter the throwers, but who knows?
Or the Mortis.
Yeah, or the Mortis.
Would be interesting to see a Mortis come out at some point tonight, whether it be on Bounty or Siege or Brawl Ball. I think all 3 are acceptable, and Bobby probably agrees with me, especially about that Siege one. If he's in the chat, I'm sure he's in the chat right now. But yeah, so we're going to be hopping into these games momentarily. Teams are just selecting their brawlers, selecting their star powers, getting their gadgets all fine-tuned and set up for this first match. And yeah, I think it's pretty clear. We'll probably see at least a Sprout or a Tick, or maybe even a Barley. But here we go. We're going to find out right now, jumping into that first game. And it's going to be Colonel Ruffs, Gene, and Tick coming out for Tribe. And on the other side, we have Brock, Tick, and Nani for Monkeys.
So neither team opts to go with the Sprout. That's pretty interesting. Instead, Tribe going with Ruffs and Gene and Tick, and Monkeys going with Tick, Brock, and Nani.
Yeah, Tyrant, I believe, has the field promotions star power rolling through for Zulon over here, which is going to make Gene really strong, and Corey with the beautiful kill on tonight. But Jorge has something else to say about it as Monkeys takes the lead.
Good gadget from Tyrant to block that Brock gadget.
Yeah,
Edlu's going to take
Zulon is
significant
just...
damage while supering.
Oh, Corey. Oh no. Edlu blew up the wall that he was standing behind with the peep.
If Zulon
takes
just sits
that.
behind this wall with super, they can't push up. He's just kind of holding position up.
Yeah, if you're Zulon in the situation, who do you try to prioritize with that super? Do you think it's going to be the tick?
I think you just pull whoever you can, but he's probably just going to hold on to it so that they can't. Okay, never mind.
There it is. He sees the window, he climbs through it, and Zulon putting Tribe up by 3. They get the blue star as well. Now the thing is, both Corey and Zulon have 3 stars. Zulon holding that blue star. So if Zulon falls, then this is going to be the game going over to Monkeys, but he's able to get the pull onto Knight, and Zulon is popping off. Here we go. The final 6 seconds wrapping up. Tyrant able to pick up another. He picks up a 3. He does not take the triple kill. Instead, he just takes the victory and moves on. Tribe taking game number 1. Zulon looking really, really strong.
Zulon's pick on the Gene was actually pretty good against Nani. I don't know if they were preparing for that, but that's pretty much like the biggest counter to Nani, because you can counter his gadget, and if the Nani gadget doesn't get by a Gene, it basically gets no value compared to like against a Piper or like a Brock gadget. So very good Gene pick for Tribe in that first game.
Yeah, what do you think about them busting out the Colonel Ruffs with the field promotion, just kind of stacking Gene up like crazy?
Yeah, pretty common. I'm surprised we didn't see it earlier in the day. Definitely very good with Gene too, because they're both kind of healing each other, and it's really hard once later in the game, once Gene has gotten all that health. I think Zulon had like 6,000 health at that point, and he's just a tank. They can't touch him at that point. He's not dying, so that was really good.
That's insane. If you see that comp and you end up getting dry season on your Power League games, try Colonel Ruff's field promotion. See what you can get out of it. But here we go, jumping into it, game 2, and Tribe sticking with the same comp.
Oh, this is what I've been waiting for. The Monkeys are playing an aggressive comp to try to counter. We haven't seen this on this map the whole day.
This is very interesting. What do you look for with this kind of comp from Monkeys? Like, what kind of aggression play do you go for?
Well, you're trying to just keep them trapped in their spawn. Try not to get pushed back in your spawn. Similar thing, get value out of the max speed, which they were able to give to BB, but he was pretty low, so he didn't really get much out of it. Knight picking up 2 kills there, got them trapped in the corner, and this Sandy super is going to be devastating for Tribe, because they are not very strong against an aggressive comp such as this. So very smart for Monkeys to go with the max comp. Which, yeah, maybe not a lot of teams would have picked, because, I don't know, Monkeys is just that team who picks the out-of-the-box picks.
Wow, the healing star power from Knight ended up saving him in that. He was almost going to go down, but I mean, Zulon able to pick up a huge kill, and Tribe able to swing this around. The last hurrah coming out there. Tyrant looking to keep Zulon buffed. Pulls in the buff of zone. Edlu's going to fall into the spawn. Corey was stunned for just a little bit. The pull coming through, and it's going to be Jorge Cruz who is trying to escape. Gets a knockback. Bubble's going to be coming through. But Tribe, who looked like they were going to lose this game, are just now dominating.
Yeah, Tribe's whole team has the power up. It's going to be really hard for Monkeys to come back in this one.
Yeah, Zulon gets a pull. I mean, for as tanky as Zulon was, Edlu almost was able to take him down and going to be able to get the kill on to BB, and there it is, Tribe.
Yeah, that extra health from Ruffs ended up making a big difference. They could have all died at the end there. They just had like 1,000 less health.
There it is, Ruffs field promotion. That's all you need.
Wow. I mean, it was worth a try. They were like, we're probably not going to win with the long-range simple strategy, so let's try something, and it either works or it doesn't, and this time it didn't, but good try, and maybe they can get it in the Brawl Ball set.
Yeah, one thing I did notice in that mid set is Tribe's adaptation. The field promotion started off by going onto Zulon on the Gene, and then when Zulon was kind of getting focused down by monkeys, they opted to switch and start using the field promotion onto Corey on the Tick. And Corey at one point got up to like 5,000 health. And that's kind of when Tribe started to swing the game back, is because Corey was just able to push in, tank a little bit more damage from the long range, and able to just be aggressive with it and get the tick mines down. So that was a really, really smart play to kind of switch who the field promotion was going to be focused on. And then once they had that lead, they kind of switched back towards Zulon, because now it was Monkeys who was on the aggression, and they did not have an opportunity to really swing anything back, and Tribe just slowly extended their lead throughout the game.
Yeah, very good from Tribe's part. Once they got those power-ups, it was kind of game over for Monkeys. They had control. I think Zulon had like 6 stars above his head at one point. He was popping off, hitting every pull. Didn't matter if it was on a max with speed, max with the gadget to dodge. Didn't matter. Zulon's going to hit his pulls. And that he showed why he's considered one of the best Genes in North America.
Yeah, so fantastic play from Zulon. Great play from Tribe. And we're going to be going to Super Stadium. This is the second time we're seeing this specific matchup. Last time we saw it, Stu was available, but Stu is going to be banned for this one. So who do you think is going to be coming out for both of these teams on Brawl Ball?
I'd have to look at the bans again to get a better look. Yeah,
it was guess. Primo, Stu, Bell, and Bea.
Okay, so mid. Okay, maybe Jesse mid. We'll see for the rest. Oh, they offered Gene. Okay, that makes sense too.
So Gene coming through. Knight, like you said in the last set, Frank is one of Knight's best brawlers. So we'll see how this is going to go through. Magic Puff's going to be coming through, keeping Knight alive. Corey on that left-hand side, just trying to keep Monkeys back.
Oh, nice pull from Zulon.
Oh, wow. What a Zulon just continues to hit the shots. Corey going to be able to get the ball in the goal. In Tribe looking very synergized right now.
Knight's got a terrible matchup on the M's. They don't decide to switch, but yeah, he can't really do much against this M's. Might have been better for them to switch there at the start. No way.
Beautiful play from Knight, but it's Zulon getting another huge pull. Zulon is just playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, he's hit every single pull. And he got it back.
He's got another one up.
Yeah. Nice.
He's probably going to try to pull the Frank, and there it is. Knight getting pulled in, and the beautiful wombo combo from him and Corey. The sleep has been pulled out from Tyrant.
Nice.
And this is just looking really. Oh wow, that was a really good pull. That kept Monkeys alive.
Time come back.
Yeah, I feel like though they're stalling the inevitable at this point. Tribe just has such good mid control.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for any of them to make a big play. Also, considering the walls are broken for Knight, it's going to be hard for him to do a lot. But he goes to the other side.
Yeah,
huge kill from Knight.
Yeah, Corey able to get the super shot in, and Edlu getting a huge save. And now it's Monkeys on the aggression. Zulon does have the pull. He's able to get the pull onto Edlu. And Gene with the knockback onto Knight, stopping the super. And there it is. Oh, Zulon finally misses a pull.
Yeah, the first missed pull.
And Corey gonna throw the super shot.
Pull.
Yeah. Jeez. I mean, Tribe's synergy. Like, these guys have been playing together for the past, how long? 2 years at this point? It's got to be close to 2 years. Or a little over 2 years.
Something like that. You can see how they play, how well they play together. Just very synchronized. Yeah. Everything they do makes sense. They're on the right lanes. And if they're not on the right lanes, they're switching to the right lanes. Their comp, I would say, was more traditional, ended up working out more. Don't really like the Nita pick or the Frank pick. And it didn't really end up working out for them there. Gene does make the most sense for both sides, though, and then Zulon just played so well on the Gene.
Yeah, and you have to think with Frank being somewhat of a viable brawler on this map, and Tribe probably knows that Nighttime's favorite brawler is Frank. Pulling out that Ems was a perfect counter for it.
Yeah, and Corey is very good with Ems as well. It's just an easy matchup for him on the Frank. Also, kind of an easy matchup for him on the Nita too. So they didn't really have a good brawler to fight that Ems.
Yeah, no real long range threat. The only possible contender would have been Gene, but then who do you throw against Zulon's Gene? Because I feel like having a different matchup would just make it worse. But here we go. We're hopping into the potential final game, in Zulon pulling out the PSG mic.
No way. Zulon picks up the kill on Knight early.
Oh, man. And
maybe they're just feeling it. They're going with the Dino Pig.
I mean, that's a team wipe.
He messes up the pass. They're probably still going to get the goal here. And Corey misses the goal.
Yeah, so Zulon switches over to Mike. Tyrant finally able to get the ball in. But PSG Mike coming through.
People always make fun of the Dynamite, but I think it's actually a pretty solid pick here. There's not that many things it's bad into on the lane. And Tribe just...
I mean...
Wow.
Wow. I mean,
that's why they're the best.
Zulon's been kind of on fire, like, all night. He was hitting hooks left and right. He missed like one hook in the past 3 games. So when you have a brawler who's really good like Dynamite, in terms of like if you hit your shots, he's very strong. Like 2,200 damage per shot. You can't go wrong with that. And if Zulon is feeling hot, you're gonna put him on a brawler that's gonna deal a lot of damage.
And he's able to, his accuracy being that strong, he's able to hit the stun really early on the Barley, wins his lane very fast. It just changes the course of the game, makes it a 3-on-2, and the Monkeys just couldn't come back from that point.
Yeah, Tribe just complete dominance in that matchup. But hats off to the Monkeys. They'll go back to the drawing board for week 2, as Tribe will be the first team to advance to the finals. Stamina is still waiting the opponent, whether it will be IX Gaming. Let me pull up. IX Gaming or Hamster Enjoyers. Stamina Esports still waiting for that matchup. Once we get that figured out, we'll be able to show you that game, bring that game to you. But, I mean, based on paper, it looks like it'll probably be IX Gaming. IX Gaming is one of the top 3 teams in North America. So to not see them advance to the semifinals would come as a huge shock. So definitely. I'm just kind of expecting it at this point.
Hamster Enjoyers is a solid team, but probably not on the same level.
I was gonna say I do love the underdog stories coming in, and Hamster Enjoyers has Flacco, Easy, and Talon. So some very talented players coming through in the space. But I mean, as a Brawl Stars fan in North America, it's like what is a North American semifinals without like IX or Stamina or something?
Let's go to the brackets. So here we have our brackets powered by G Fuel. In the semifinals, we had Tribe Gaming beat Monkeys, and they'll be playing whoever wins out of STMN and IX Gaming or Hamster Enjoyers, but we're still waiting for that game to start. As we had earlier discussed, pretty sure that IX Gaming is probably going to be able to beat Hamster Enjoyers, but maybe they can win. They're not a bad team either. Flacco on Hamster Enjoyers is a very good player, like one of the best mechanically skilled players in the game. So maybe they could beat IX Gaming and make the first real upset of today.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see how that's going to play out. We currently have IX versus Hamster Enjoyers in progress, but we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have IX, or Hamster Enjoyers going up against Stamina Esports. So get some water, get some popcorn, because we're in for some epic matches. We'll be right back with some more Brawl Masters action. back, everybody, to the Brawl Masters Summer 2021 NA Open Qualifiers 1. IX Gaming did beat Hamster Enjoyers, so we will be seeing Stamina versus IX. And this is kind of what we were talking about. What is an NA competition without Stamina, IX, or Tribe? One of those three teams at meeting before the finals. Like, it just never, I feel like it never happens.
Yeah, of course. Definitely the top three teams. I mean, we were talking about the brackets before about like who's going to play who, but the brackets pretty much were constructed very well because the best teams are in the top four, so that's pretty fortunate. And then we have Monkeys, who seems like a little bit of an outlier, but they can definitely hang in there. They deserve to be there. They beat O.O, a very good team, so they definitely belong there too.
Yeah, so just like O.O, they will have to move forward and register for next week's competition, which you can do the same if you head to discord.gg/BrawlMasters. You can register for next week's competitions, get your shot at a $2,000 prize, and a chance to qualify for the playoffs, which is $4,000. But let's take a look at the mode bans and map bans. Shine, walk us through what we got here.
So for the bans, we have Heist, Brawl Ball, and Siege. Split and Hot Zone is going to be played. Double Swoosh and Gem, and Dry Season and Bounty. But I wanted to really focus on these brawler bans. This is pretty interesting. STMN bans the Sprout. Second best on IX Gaming, who's arguably the best player in North America, is insane on the Sprout, so that makes a lot of sense. Right. Gene, Bobby, another one of the best players in NA, arguably the best player, is his main brawler is Gene, so it makes sense that IX Gaming is going to ban that. And we've seen Stu banned in almost every matchup today. And then the Frank ban, I don't know. That one's kind of interesting, but everything else makes a lot of sense, I think.
Why Frank over like Primo?
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, the only map it really makes a ton of sense on is Split. He wouldn't really be played on Double Swoosh or Dry Season, so maybe STMN doesn't have a good Frank. Maybe that's why they wouldn't, or they're scared of someone on IX Gaming's Frank. But yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me. So Ruffs is available, Rico's available, so those are probably going to be the brawlers we see here. Maybe a Surge. Maybe a Tick, or if you can see the tanks. Yeah, or Primo. Primo can, like, he's good in the tank comps, but he's just good enough that you can play him in a non-tank comp. And just eventually he gets super and just starts chaining, like we saw Painheart Misa do earlier. Yeah, so Primo available. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Primo in one of these games on Split.
Yeah, I feel like both Stamina and IX are pretty up to date with the meta, and will probably both end up selecting Primo. I would be really surprised if neither team selected Primo, or if one team selects Primo and the other doesn't. I feel like it's both teams are most likely bringing out Primo, unless there was some kind of agreement between them that they're like, we're not going to ban Primo, but just don't play Primo, you know?
Yeah, maybe not the first game, but at some point I would imagine they're going to bring out the Primo.
So someone's going to be the backstabber.
Yeah, if Tooney is playing for STMN, I think he's a pretty good Primo. I'm not sure if he's their team Primo, but I would imagine he is, because he's really good with those tanks like Rosa as well.
Yeah, but here we go. We're going to be hopping into this first matchup. Split coming up, and we do not see a Primo from Stamina.
Oh, that's right. Tooney's not playing today.
And we don't see a Primo from IX. So we have mirror comps, except Barley and Tick are different.
Bobby goes down. Pretty good Barley, or a very good Barley, but he goes down there. They're able to get the power up to Bobby. It's going to be able to help him a lot. Oh, Charles is making an appearance from IX Gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was recently just added as their fourth. He's a very good player. He used to play on the academy team.
Yeah, he jumps up to the main squad, and I mean, That's your goal as an academy player, right? To be able to make your way up to the main squad. As second gets a beautiful shot onto OG and takes him down through the cracks. And IX in pretty decent control at this point. Charles is going to be able to get some beautiful shots onto Czar. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, second just has his side of the map on lock. They need to be able to take at least one of these zones. I'd like to see OG get a power up too.
Yeah, if OG can get a power up, Bobby still has his. Bobby hasn't gone down since he last got his.
Yeah, that's good.
I think Czar had one, but he went down. And right now second is with his power up. Just everybody on IX has it except Charles himself.
Yeah, they need to be able to take a zone pretty fast or they're going to be out of the race on this one.
Yeah, and Charles does have field promotion, and look at Chepo's health, 4,800 on the tick. That is just something you didn't think you would see. IX does have that left-hand zone, and Zara ends up leaving the zone on the right-hand side, and now Chepo has control over it, and Bobby going into a very, very healthy tick. This is probably not going to end well as IX has control, and Stamina has no splash to be able to take this down. Not enough time, and it's IX taking the first game.
The only difference in their comps there was the Barley instead of the Tick. And Bobby being one of the best Barleys in the game was still like a reasonable pick, but at the end of the day, Tick does kind of counter Barley, and also just being able to hit both lanes from the middle for Tick and just area denial is just very important, and probably helped them win that game.
Yeah, and one thing that IX did differently was they utilized that field promotion. And Tick, like an almost 5,000 health Tick is something you do not want to see, especially when you're pushing onto a zone, because no matter what Bobby did, he just wouldn't have enough damage to be able to take that Tick down. So you can have the thrower you want, you can try to get the angles you want, but at a 5,000 health Tick, it's going to take a lot to bring that down.
Yeah, for sure. And then combined with second just winning his lane without any help, and then that side being able to stay together and just gain health, that it was just over time they were going to not ever lose their lane, and second won his lane the whole game. Just pretty easy victory for IX there.
Yeah, really solid play from IX coming out in this first set. So we're going to see how it's going to wrap up. Is it going to be going to a 2-0 for IX, or is Stamina going to be able to bring this back? I have to expect that Stamina is going to switch up the comp a little bit here and try to make something different, because that first comp, if IX ends up running the same comp, I don't think Stamina wants to play that same comp into the have a mirror matchup, because they would lose that.
Yeah, me either. Also, it was interesting to see Bobby not on the Rico, because he's a very good Rico as well. But maybe, I mean, Czar did well, but yeah, it just didn't end up working out for them there. All right,
yeah, but here we go. We're going to be hopping into it. Yeah, let's go. And it looks like we do see the switch. So Bobby's going to be on Colonel Ruffs this time. Doesn't look like a field promotion. Charles is going to be bringing out the Primo, so no Colonel Ruffs from IX on this side. But look at Charles. He's just sitting in that corner, kind of just getting the percentage. And nah, that's about it. He's getting that percentage. And now Chepo's there, and he'll be able to push through. OG falling pretty low on that right-hand side. Second going to be able to push forward. Bounce Castle going to be coming through on the right-hand side. The gadget is going to be coming, or the super is going to be coming through there for Bobby, and that's a takedown. Charles getting picked off from Bobby in the backside, and IX off to a really good start, but Stamina looking to bounce back here.
Very good jukes from Czar on that left side.
Yeah, so
Charles needs to work on getting his super. He's been kind of not doing much so far, just other than sitting in the zone. Oh, he finally gets it.
Oh, but second gets the kill, and Charles only benefits of the speed boost. Nothing really much else to be had there. Second had a pretty convincing matchup over on Czar on the left-hand side. OG pretty low on health, trying to throw all the mines together. OG is boosted up here from Bobby on the right-hand side. Czar does not have a boost. A beautiful super coming through. Second going to be able to escape that. Shot
How is second alive? Oh
my gosh.
He dodged so
He
many
was just
shots.
dodging. Yeah, he was just dodging left and right. OG gonna be able to pick up a kill there, and IX is just kind of defending this left-hand side. Both teams on the zones they have already captured, going for more defense and offense right now. But if it does run to the time and no one's able to really catch up, it's going to be Stamina coming out on top. Charles finally pushes over to the other side, but now Bobby and Czar are locked and loaded on this left-hand zone. OG is going to be joining the fight. Charles very low on health. The Bouncy Castle going to be coming through on the right-hand side. Super is going to be coming out for Czar, and this is looking like it could be it. I don't really see IX coming back from this.
I don't know. Charles has got his super. He's probably going to get a free kill any time now. But he doesn't have to rush it either. He can just wait.
Yeah, all it's going to take is IX to get one good push, and they're about 13% behind. They need 13 seconds on the, at least 14 seconds onto the zone to be able to get the victory. Bobby able to pick up the kill. Chepo finding the kill, but Czar looking like he's going to be locked and loaded on that zone, and Stamina going to be able to tie it up.
Wow. Yeah, it was not looking good there most of the game. Kind of surprising that they were able to turn it around.
Yeah, I feel like there were a few missed opportunities with Charles on the Primo there. I feel like he wasn't utilizing it to the best that we saw Primo being used, like in that very first matchup of the day. We saw Tequila versus Aqua.
Definitely.
Misa did a fantastic job on the Primo, and it just felt like IX couldn't really get themselves in a position to really capitalize on Primo.
Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate that when Charles went for that first super, second actually steals the kill and he wasn't able to recharge his super. And it took him a while because he can't just keep running in to get his super, because that's just going to feed supers to the enemy team. So instead he tried to play really passive, wasn't getting supers of his own for a long time. So that was just really, I don't know, maybe unlucky that second stole all the supercharge from his first Primo jump, and then he was kind of slowed down after that.
Yeah, I think it seemed like a little bit of a miscommunication there, but it's definitely something that could be fixable coming in. So it feels like IX did have a pretty good opportunity to take that game, and it was just small mistakes here and there that ultimately led to their defeat. Like, it was still really close at the end. Like, there was a really good opportunity for IX to be able to capitalize. They needed 14 seconds because they were at a 13% deficit, 1 second per percentage. So being able to kind of fix those little errors, and potentially play that same matchup and take it in game 3. We'll have to see how this is going to play out. Maybe they're switching it up. Maybe they're just kind of playing mind games with Stamina at this point. Like, maybe we'll make them think we're switching, but end up staying with the same comp. So we'll have to see what game 3 is going to bring us.
Yeah, I think a big moment in that game was second was holding the right side pretty well, and then Bobby was able to win his lane on the other side, go around and pinch second, and that was able to turn the course of that game. All right, we're going to head into the next one.
Here we go. An OG busting out the Amber, and Czar bringing out the Colt. Okay.
The wall break comp from STMN to counter Rico.
Yeah, so no Primo this time. It looks like IX is going to be going to the comp they won the first game with, and Czar doing a pretty good job on that Colt right now. And this is exactly what Stamina needs to do. Is they're doing a really good job kind of filtering out second on that Rico on the left hand side. But
ooh, nice super from OG. I think Charles just barely.
Yeah, Super's going to be coming through from Czar to kind of clear out the remainder of the walls. And IX is adapting to this really well because they noticed that Czar and OG were punishing second on the left-hand side for being 2v1. So what does IX do? They push forward and try to punish Bobby for being 2v1. So it kind of forces OG to play mid instead of having that 2v1 that Stamina was probably looking for on that left-hand side. And second is doing a really good job just holding that left-hand side.
Yeah, every single game it seems like second on the Rico has been able to just dominate his lane.
Yeah, definitely doing a fantastic job with hitting all those shots. Now the power-up has gone over to second, so now second is getting pinched by Bobby and OG, but OG being forced to retreat as Chepo is moving in. And look at Chepo, 4,500 health. That field promotion is huge on that tick, and it makes it even harder to take tick down, and that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, STMN's whole comp is like brawlers that deal damage in like small increments, and having that extra health just matters a lot for IX Gaming right now.
Yeah, Zar was able to get some really good connections and actually did get the takedown. So Zar now has that boost from Bobby, and OG doing a fantastic job filtering out the left-hand side while Bobby and Zar clean up on the right. And just like that, Stamina pulls ahead by 1%. Charles trying to get some shots on that right-hand side. Chepo, again, just slowly healing up from the field promotion. Bobby is going to be left on that left-hand side. 159 HP. Wow, second able to find the kill. OG goes down as well. Is second going to be able to get the triple? Zar ends up backing off, and now the pressure is on the right-hand side. IX does have enough time to pull this through. Bobby just needs to touch the zone for a little bit. OG not going to be able to get the connection either. Second clutching it up on the right-hand side. In IX Gaming swings it back. Wow.
I was just speechless for a moment there. Second just clutched up so hard for his team. Chepo goes down, no longer has the 5,000 health or the power up, and second is just still there, just not getting killed ever.
Wow. Huge clutch plays from IX to swing it back. It really looked like Stamina had that game in complete control, and then second just steamrolls with a double kill and forces Zar to back out of the middle. And IX secures the first set in very, very close games. Very well played to both teams, and that's something I expect from these two teams when they come head to head, is seeing very close matchups like that where just one pivotal moment is what decides the game.
Yeah, definitely. STMN also is another team that's like willing to take risks, obviously by like using Mortis and Siege, which some people would consider a big risk, as it wasn't like it wasn't very standard at the time until Bobby popularized it. But now it's pretty standard, and STMN going with some comps that not everyone goes, such as like Cole Amber, which is not always a comp you would see. So they're willing to try out of the box stuff, and in that time it didn't end up working out, but it was definitely a good effort.
Yeah, I gotta say, they had a good idea, and IX just kind of picked up on it. Like they were going for that 2v1 on second. They knew that second was going to be a threat to them, and it's really interesting that instead of they brought the Amber, but not Rico, which is what second was on. But here we go. We're going to be hopping into set two here, and we are seeing a mirror matchup, except we will have Zar on the Sandy. And I think it's Chepo. Yeah, Chepo on the Amber. Oh, and a beautiful play onto second.
Yeah, a very good play from Zar, deciding to go for the mid instead of his own lane to get OG a free lane win.
Yeah, so Bobby turns around, gets some chip shots. Oh, and beautiful shots on to second, and Chepo is OG able to find a kill there. And there's just gems all over the mid. Bear Trap going to come through, and that is going to be the takedown. Bear Trap coming in clutch for a second there as he puts it right onto the mine, and we see that OG has one there as well. Lock shot going to be able
Bobby.
to come through. Ooh, Charles getting some good damage onto OG, but Bobby coming in
Bobby
clutch.
stuns two and gets the kill.
Great play from OG to get back in, bait out the super from Chepo, and then back off. OG now trying to stay away from everybody as he had some the shot locked onto him from second, but it's Bobby who starts the countdown. OG backed into the corner. Charles able to jump in and find some kills, and Chepo Oh
No!
my goodness. This is just so
Wow.
back and forth right now. Bobby is going to get lit on fire and now having to back up because he knows he's going to go down. OG not able to push forward and take some of the gems, but it's now 8-6. This game is so close.
They're going to have trouble on that left side. Chepo's got all of his fire there. Or his oil.
Yeah, there's really no way for them to push forward. IX sees his final gem. OG misses the lock. Huge miss from OG, and Chepo just goes in to secure that final gem. I don't think they really needed it. I think it was more just a safety measure. Charles going to jump in onto OG, and this is looking good. IX going to be able to clutch it up after such a back and forth mid game. It was IX pretty much dominating the tail end of that game.
Yeah, I guess it's easy to say after the fact, but it didn't look like the Sandy pick ended up working out just because he got outranged most of the time. Not very a good matchup against Amber, especially once he gets those supers onto that lane. And then obviously the Crow matchup was even, Bell was even. So that might have been the difference in that game. Helped him a lot. There was a lot of back and forth, though. It definitely could have gone either way.
Yeah, with Amber being able to burn the bushes down, that pretty much mitigates the elemental surprise for Sandy, especially with all long-range brawlers. Like, you're going up against a Crow, you're going up against a Bell, you're going up against an Amber. You don't want to be in a situation where you're not able to sneak through those bushes and get shots to be able to charge up your super. I think we only saw one Sandy super throughout the entire game, and that, like you said, I agree with you. I think that was the difference in that matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Just not having those bushes, not able to get value, getting more supers, definitely important.
Yeah, but here we go. Game number 2, and it looks like Stamina gonna stick with that Sandy. This time it's gonna be Bobby over on the Sandy and Czar over on the Crow. We see Charles bringing out the Bell, or the Spike.
The Spike.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Yeah,
why do you
we'll
think the Spike swap here for IX?
Well, Spike is pretty good against Crow because Crow doesn't have any piercing damage, so he's just going to spend a lot of time shooting at Spike gadgets. So Spike should have a pretty good matchup on that side.
Makes sense, makes sense. And I mean, the gems are really close right here. OG just gonna kind of loop around here, try to get some shots. Bobby tries to get an angle onto Chepo, and this is pretty much the same story we heard from game 1. Is on that Sandy, not able to get that much damage, and lacking the supers for Sandy is going to be pretty detrimental for Stamina.
Yeah, definitely. That's not a lot of Bobby can do in this situation.
Yeah, he's getting like some chip shots here and there onto Chepo, but it's not really much as Czar ends up bringing the bullet over to OG and gets taken down. And IX just has complete control of the mid. Last gem going to be spawning in just a couple seconds, and the countdown will begin. It is OG bringing the bullet back to Czar, and this is not looking good. Bobby's first super of the game, and it's not going to provide any value for Stamina, and this is it. Wow. So IX brings out the Spike and just delivers complete dominance. And I'm really surprised that Stamina stuck with that Sandy.
Yeah, I think Tooney generally plays Amber on their team, OG as well, but they opted to keep OG on the Bell, and then Bobby doesn't really play Amber, so I guess he just played Sandy. But yeah, I personally don't think that was a good pick. The Spike pick ended up making a lot of sense, as Crow takes 4 shots to destroy the Spike gadget, so it's definitely favored for the Spike on that side. And then also, SCMN's best player is Bobby. If you're putting him on a brawler that he can't really do that much with, he's getting outranged, then you're not going to have as good of a chance. You got to have him on a brawler where he can carry and he can win the game for them, and that wasn't the case here.
Yeah, I am curious as to why they. I mean, maybe OG is the better Bell. But I think it might have been better for them to try to switch up, put Bobby on the Bell, and have OG play that Amber. But very interesting choice there. But it's going to be IX Gaming moving on to the grand finals, going up against Tribe Gaming here. So one of these two teams will be the first team to lock their spot in the BrawlMasters Summer 2021 playoffs. And Stamina will have to sign up for another qualifier and try again. If you want to play in the qualifiers yourselves, make sure you head to discord.gg/brawlmasters and get your shot to sign up for next week's qualifiers. $2,000 on the line, and the chance to qualify for a $4,000 playoff.
Yeah, and here we have our brackets brought to you by G Fuel. And in the finals, we have Tribe Gaming versus IX Gaming, which no one's surprised to see them in the finals. Both teams very deserving of being there. And yeah, SDMN played well. In my opinion, not the best choices on their comps, but they can always get it in the next month, and they probably will, being that one of these teams will be their only main competition, as they're the top 3 teams in the region by far. But looking at this matchup, this could probably go either way too.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I feel like Tribe was just so far ahead in North America for so long, and now like Stamina and IX, they're really starting to close the gap. So it's making things very interesting to see as we get further and further into the competitive season of Brawl Stars. But we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the finals of the first open qualifier. So get some water, get some popcorn, because you're in for a show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Brawl Masters Summer 2021 NA Open Qualifier 1 Finals. We are in for a treat, Shine. We have Tribe versus IX.
Yeah, definitely a highly anticipated match. Tribe Gaming versus IX Gaming. Definitely top three teams. Tribe being the best team, and then IX maybe being the second best, maybe the third best team. But yeah, definitely going to be a treat.
Yeah, so these teams have played each other multiple times across multiple competitions, but let's, Shine, walk us through what we have for the bans and maps.
So for the mode bans, we have Hot Zone, Gem, Siege. Every single time today, Siege has been banned for some reason. And for the playable maps, we have Super Stadium, Brawl Ball, Hot Potato and Heist, and Dry Season for Bounty. The brawler bans from Tribe, we have Primo and Gene. And then from IX, we have Stu and Sandy. So looking at these are pretty interesting. Tribe decides to ban Gene against IX. Second is a really good Gene. So maybe that's why they wanted to do that. And
Makes
then
sense.
the Stu ban has been like almost everywhere today. Definitely seen a lot of Stu bans just because Stu's probably the best brawler in the game right now. Some people have said Bell, but with that new gadget, I think Stu is now the best brawler. And then Primo and Sandy also been banned a couple times today. So nothing crazy here.
Yeah, I feel like the Sandy ban is more targeted toward Super Stadium. Kind of same thing with the Primo ban. And then, like you said, Gene and Stu are kind of just universal bans that just make the most sense. So looking at Super Stadium, since we do have Stu banned, what do you think these teams are going to be bringing out for our first game?
Well, there is no Bell ban, so I would imagine there's going to be a Bell on Super Stadium from both teams. Maybe some Barley, some M's, or we haven't seen Surge today, but that's a good option to counter Barley. But maybe we'll see that. Not really expecting some type of tank comps. These teams don't really run them as much, I think.
Yeah.
I definitely haven't seen it much from Tribe, but yeah. And then it seems like they focused primarily on the bans for the first map because those two, what you mentioned, Sandy and Primo, really only matter on Brawl Ball. So they're just really like, hey, let's win Brawl Ball and then set the pace from there.
Yeah, it looks like that's what IX is going for because it's one of their bans, and then Tribe, same thing, getting the Primo out of the way early on. And we saw M's being a pretty big contributing factor to one of the wins that Tribe had earlier on over Monkeys. We had Knight going up on the Frank, and then Corey playing that M's. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see an M's here, but we're going to be hopping into the first game, and it is going to be the Frank coming out here from Tribe.
Wow, was not expecting to see Tyrant on the Frank. But maybe that's why they ended up deciding to ban Primo, so they could just play Frank and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, very risky with the M's option available because they used, Tribe themselves used M's to counter the Frank.
This is the second time we've seen Spike from Charles. Maybe that's like one of his better favorite brawlers, preferred brawlers.
Yeah, second, taking quite a bit of damage there, and Zulon able to find the final shot, and Tyrant is just storming up toward the goal. It's going to be Zulon getting taken down. Corey with a beautiful pass over to Tyrant and gets the goal. Oh my goodness, what a pass.
They decided to switch lanes, kind of interesting. I feel like Spike would be better against Frank than Barley would. So not really sure why they decided to go those lanes.
Tyrant getting a beautiful stun off onto the second, and Tyrant just still has that target on his back, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna move forward, try to get the stun again.
Nice,
he's able to pick it up onto second.
Nice super
Tyrant popping off. Yeah.
He's making Frank look like he belongs on this map for sure.
Zulon
Another
finding a
kill
kill.
from Tyrant.
He misses the super. The stun is able to get through.
My.
Zulon gonna pass the ball forward. Corey can just walk this in, And there it is, Tribe coming out on top. Man, that pass from Corey to Tyrant was beautiful for that first goal, and Tribe just rides that momentum and takes it.
Indeed. Very well played from Tyrant as well, in the entirety of Tribe, but Tyrant stood out that game. I don't know if he died. He kept that target on him, and it just didn't matter. He still was powering through.
Yeah, and do you think that Tribe is going to try to stick with that Frank, or is it just kind of like a first game thing for them? And do we think IX might expect him to bring Frank back and pull out Nems?
I would imagine he doesn't stay on the Frank, but I wasn't expecting the Frank in the first place, so who knows? Maybe, but I would probably not. I'd probably more Barleys, more Bells. The third brawler is what's like up to their imagination, what they decide to go with, what they're confident with.
Yeah, I mean, that was just stellar play from Tyrant on that Frank. He was hitting the shots left and right. He was breaking all the correct walls. Did exactly what he needed to do, push it forward, be the tank that he is, and just kind of soak as much damage as possible. And help Tribe secure that first game. And they're just 3 wins, potentially 3 wins away from securing their spot as the first team to advance to the playoffs.
Yeah, or maybe we'll see if this is the first game to go into a third set. I don't think we've been able to see a game go into third set so far, have we?
I think Tequila and Aqua did, because Tequila completely destroyed Hot Zone.
Oh, okay, for sure.
But yeah, that was the only one, and that was the first game of the day. That was hours ago at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we haven't seen too many game 3s coming through here, but it's going to be interesting to see. Okay, here we go. Game 2.
Tyrant sticks with the Frank. Let's see how it works out for them this time. Yeah, that chain. Oh no.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Zulon just putting the value in Tyrant. He brought up the Frank again. He knows what he needs to do. And we said this while we were talking about what potential brawlers we might see, and you said Surge was a pretty good pick. But we have Tyrant kind of laning against Surge here and staying away from Corey. But it looks like IX on the aggression here, and they might have a really good opportunity to score. And what just happened to Charles?
I think he just got hit by a Tyrant and they died.
Got deleted. It looked like he was trying to like teleport, and when he teleported, he just like teleported off the map. That was crazy. A beautiful defense.
Yeah. With these walls open, I think IX Gaming is pretty favored because they have Surge and he's in his 3rd stage, so he's pretty long range. But Tribe is just going to keep the ball in their spawn. They're already up 1-0. They don't need to even bring the ball up if they don't want to.
Do you think it would have been wise for Tyrant to break some of those walls open in the mid? He's going to use the super onto Bell on the left-hand side over here. Gets it back, so he does have the opportunity to do that again if he wants.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of inevitable. It's not really good for their comp, but he's just getting kills doing what Tyrant does. So he's still doing everything he's supposed to do.
Oh man, Zulon is just hitting some beautiful shots onto Chepo on the right-hand side. And IX pushing further forward. Tyrant's going to have to filter his way over to the ball.
Charles. Chepo's going to go for the ball.
Yeah, Chepo in a really good position to push this forward. A beautiful super from Chepo. Completely blocks Zulon off and goes for the goal. No, Zulon is low on health. And with 12 seconds remaining, we are tied and heading to overtime.
Yeah, looking pretty good for IX here. They've got a slightly better comp in overtime, as long as they can hit some shots on the Frank.
Yeah, the Frank is going to be what decides this. If Tyrant is able to stay healthy and Tribe gets a good push off, that could be very devastating for IX. So Tyrant looking to push forward here. Does have the ball, takes a little bit of damage, but now Tribe on the aggressive here. Tyrant just going to try to... heal some health back up.
Oh,
And
Zulon, 3 shots in a row,
wow.
4 shots, 5, 6 shots in a row.
Oh. I mean, like, that's exactly what they needed to do. Give the meat shield the ball. Frank is just a meat shield there. That's all he is. He's like, Tyrant knew what his role was. He knew he had to pick up the ball and stand there and wait for Zulon and Corey to do the rest. And then Tyrant, he scores. Like,
Tyrant just gets the ball, stands there. Zulon just kills everyone. GG's.
Zulon at the end, like, oh my goodness. Like, you said he hit, what, 6 shots in a row at the end?
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
4 regular shots and 2 supers to put the target on their back. That is insane. Zulon, he was hitting gene hooks earlier. He's hitting bell shots now. Zulon is definitely lined up for, if there was an MVP award, I would give it to Zulon at this point right now.
Yeah, as of right now, he's definitely been the most valuable player of today.
Yeah, so this is just looking so good for Tribe right now, and they're riding that momentum high coming into this potential final set for themselves. We're going to be going to Heist on Hot Potato, and this is, I don't think Tribe has played on this map. I think Ajax has twice already, but I don't believe Tribe has yet. If they did, it might have only been once.
Sprout isn't banned, right?
No.
Yeah, both teams have like really good sprouts. Second best on the sprout. Corey's arguably the best sprout. So
yeah,
maybe we'll see some sprout on Hot Potato here.
Yeah. Do you think it'll possibly be Rico, Sprout, Barley?
That's definitely a very good comp. Yeah, that could definitely be a comp.
Or somebody pulls an Edlu and busts out a Edgar to counter everything.
I wouldn't expect it, but I saw Tyrant play Edgar against me in Power League one time, and he just destroyed everyone, so he has that ability.
There we go. Tyrant going to go onto the Colette. So we do see Rico and Barley, and Charles sticking on the Bell. Very interesting.
Yeah, not a bad pick, but most people opt to go with the Colette instead of Bell.
So Tyrant just looking for the angles here. Bear Trap has gone down in the middle. And Corey actually doing a pretty good job against second on this left-hand side.
Yeah, made him use a gadget already,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, it seems like Barley is winning the... Oh, beautiful shots for second. It seems like Barley is winning the Rico matchups. Because Ajax is winning with Barley on the right, and... Well, Corey was winning with Barley on the left until second got some beautiful shots.
Oh, missed Tyrant there.
Yeah, missing the super. Bouncy Castle going to be coming in on that right-hand side. And look at Chepo's still alive. Okay, finally gets taken down from Zulon on the right-hand side. Second's going to be able to push forward and get a good amount of damage on to the save. Zulon goes with the super, gets some good shots as well, and a 9% damage lead so far for IX.
Yeah, it's still really close.
Yeah, Zulon looking to get some shots in through that mid side, trying to get some connections. It does have Bouncy Castle available, going to use it. Not really effectively, but does heal up some health. Second on the Robo Retreat on the backside. Going to be able to stay alive for just a bit longer. Zulon not able to hit the shots. And this is looking like a GG in IX for game number 1. Man, Zulon was just not able to connect the shots on Rico.
Yeah, second just popping off on Rico. That's what he does. And then also, Chepo was pretty untouchable towards the end there. They weren't in the position to be able to pinch him, so he was just dancing around the wall and they couldn't get him. He just kept shooting the safe.
Yeah, I think the difference there was the Rico. Second was hitting some crazy shots. Zulon was just not able to connect there. And that's what ultimately led to the victory. And like we said, IX playing on this map a little bit more tonight, in that rhythm on this map already. Maybe Tribe might not have practiced this specific map today, and they're coming in kind of cold on this map. So we'll see if they're going to be able to swing it around in game 2 and send us to a game 3, or if IX is going to be able to close it out here and send us to a set 3, which we haven't seen since the first game of the day.
Yeah, IX Gaming maybe a little bit more warmed up on that map, and it showed in that game. Like you said, Barley was pretty favored against Rico, but that didn't stop Second from destroying the other team's Barley.
No, Second was just hitting some crazy shots onto Corey on that left-hand side, and it was Chepo on the right who was winning that matchup over Zulon. Zulon was just kind of struggling to get a rhythm there. He was hitting some crazy shots on the Bell, hitting some crazy shots on the Gene throughout the night, but that Rico has just not been there for him yet. We'll see if it's going to be coming out here in game 2. And see if he'll be able to swing things around, and he's going to stay on the Rico, but this time Corey switching over to Bell, which Corey pops off on Bell, and then Tyrant going over to the Barley.
I like this switch. The Bell gadgets in the middle actually had some huge moments last game. They got them some free kills, so maybe Tribe realized that and decided to go with the Bell as well.
Yeah, and I've seen Corey play Bell multiple times in competitions, and he looks pretty dang good on a Bell. So we'll see how he's going to match up against Charles in this mid lane. Tyrant trying to get some shots onto Second, but Second going in with the bounce castle on the right-hand side, and a little bit of a group up onto Zulon on the right-hand side for Charles and Chepo, as they're now able to push forward toward the safe. Corey looking very low. Target is now on Zulon's back, and the takedown is going to come through for Second.
Chepo's right where he wants to be.
Yep.
He's on that right side. They're not going to be able to remove him there.
Yeah, Chepo just taking pretty much anything that Tribe throws at him, and finally able to get the kill, but he trades out. And look at Second on the right-hand side. Now Second and Charles are just left onto the safe, and they take it down to 48%. Second opts to not use a super, hold it for another day. And look at the bounce shots he was getting onto Zulon. My goodness, Second is just popping off.
Yeah, well, he misses that super there, but he's still got pretty good control. Dodges Zulon super as well.
Yeah, Corey does have the target on his back, going to get taken down on the right-hand side. Tyrant able to pick
nice kill from Chai.
Shot. Yeah, finally able to get something, as they now have damage onto the safe. Charles looking a bit low on health. Corey able to find a shot through the mid, and now Corey and Zulon might be having a really good opportunity to push forward. Bounce shots are going to be launching onto the safe.
Nice
Second able to take down Zulon on the right-hand side and onto Corey. Oh my goodness.
They're going to need a team wipe very soon. They're down a whole 30%. They need to get to the other side.
Yeah, Corey just trying to push in. Second opts to drop the super. Chepo going in with the super. Charles going to be able to push forward, and IX taking a clean 2-0 on Heist. And we are heading to our third and final set on Bounty. I don't think I'd have it any other way for the finals, honestly.
Yeah, wow. As dominant as Tribe was in that first set, IX turns it around and is able to do the same thing back in Heist.
Yeah, Tribe coming out, dominating Brawl Ball. IX coming out, dominating Heist. And we'll have to see how this is going to play out, because Tribe did struggle a little bit in their Bounty set versus Aqua. So we'll see what kind of adjustments they made. We'll see if they're going to be able to bring those adjustments to the finals, and especially going up against a very well-seasoned IX team.
Yeah, definitely. I guess we'll have to see who dominates this set.
Yeah, so some of the matchups that we saw in the first set of Bounty with Tribe, we saw them pull out the Brock, the Sprout, and the Tick. And then we also saw them bring out a Colonel Ruffs, and with a Gene, and I think Corey was on the Tick as well, but Gene is banned, Primo's banned, Stu is banned. So what do you think we're going to see come out here for Bounty?
I'd be very surprised if we don't see Corey on a thrower, as he is the best Sprout in North America to a lot of people. So if he's not on Sprout or Tick, then I'd be a little confused. But it seems like Tribe likes to put Corey on the Tick sometimes if they have double thrower, because then Tyrant can go on the Sprout, and then that works really well for them. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I'd imagine second goes on the Sprout, maybe not though. And then Ruffs is still in play, I believe. And then obviously Bell, that could be very good as well.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see which comp these teams decide to bring out. Ruffs is available, so there is possibility that we see Ruffs on Tick with field promotion coming through. But yeah, so Dry Season Bounty, the last map of the day. And the bans coming out. So we have Gene being banned. So we will not be seeing any Gene for this. And here we go. We're going to be hopping into this final set of the night. And we do see Tyrant on the Sprout, Corey on the Tick, and this is a complete mirror matchup.
I think this is the first time I've been right, like completely right on the predictions.
Yep.
Mirror comp.
Full 100% prediction is right, and IX Gaming does have the lead so far. Tyrant in a tight spot on this left-hand side, but able to pick up a beautiful kill onto Charles and swing the lead over to Tribe.
Oh.
And now they're looking good. Zulon hitting the shots.
Yeah, they're pretty pushed back. This is not the position IX wants to be in. Even though they are in the lead, they are kind of trapped in their spawn a little bit.
Yeah, so Chepo going in with the Tick Head, gonna get easily taken down by Sprout. Chepo might have overextended there a little bit, but Tribe was not able to punish too much. Tyrant now forcing him back. Second pushing forward onto Corey, trying to get some shots onto Zulon. The wall's gonna be coming up, and now Corey is kind of blocked off on the right-hand side there. Last hurrah gonna be coming through as second pops a gadget, heals a little bit more health, and Charles looking pretty good and is able to escape with that blue star and swings the game back in favor of IX.
I thought Charles was going to die of that Tick Head. That was really good from Charles using his super to finish it off. It is tied. IX Gaming does have the blue star, so Tribe is needing to get a kill here.
Yeah, Charles was able to push forward and find the kill to get that blue star back over to IX, and with 15 seconds remaining, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on to Tribe. Zulon misses the shot on the right-hand side.
Oh.
Shot's gonna be coming through. Beautiful timing of the last hurrah. They're gonna be able to pick up Tick. No! Chepo's gonna stay alive, and IX takes the first game. Wow.
Very well played from Chepo. There was one point where you said he overextended, and maybe he did, but he was dodging like he was in the Matrix, dodging 3 straight bell shots, making sure his team didn't have to push back. Very well played.
Yeah, so well played. Chepo was the perfect distraction for a second, and Charles to push through on that right-hand side, because that was the play that led up to IX taking control of the game. Chepo overextends, pulls Tribe over to focus on him, and then they get a 2v1 pinch onto Corey onto the bottom right-hand side, and they were able to just pick it up, take the lead, and put all the pressure onto Tribe. And we're heading into the possible final game of the night. If IX is able to take this, that is it.
They have to go with the same comps on match point.
Yep, and it looks like they're staying on the same brawlers as well. Second going to stay on the Sprout, Chepo going to stay on the Tick, Charles staying on that Bell, and then same sides for Tribe. In second, able to pick up a huge kill onto Corey immediately.
Good kill from Tyrant. Looks like he has good control of this lane.
Yeah, Tyrant trying to push forward, get as much damage as possible. Able to pick up another kill onto Chepo. And just like that, Tribe swings the lead. They don't have the blue star yet, but they do have the lead in stars. So we'll see if they're going to be able to hold that, or if this blue star is going to be a determining factor as we get later into the game.
Yeah, with that blue star, any kill for IX would give them the lead.
Oh, Chepo barely escaping with his life, had about 500 health, and then is forced to back off. Zulon does have a target on his back. Second, looking like he's going to be in trouble here, but the gadget has been popped. He has a little bit more health. 1400, the last hurrah coming out for Corey on the left-hand side just to tank a little bit more. And Chepo going to pop the bear trap, and this could be huge for Tribe. The Tic Cat's going to connect, and they are able to pick up another kill, extending their lead. Tyrant blocking off second pathway back. He is trying to get the kill onto Zulon. Pops the mulcher, but it's not going to be enough. And Tribe in complete control right now.
Yeah, very good play from Tyrant to block off that side. Second had nowhere to go, and he's able to pick up that kill.
Yeah, and with just a few seconds remaining, Second tries to push in a little bit further. Chepo does the same, and Charles is not short behind, and that's Tribe sending this to game 3. Wow.
Definitely the first match point we've seen today.
Yep.
Where it's where it's 2-2, 1-1. This is crazy. Whoever wins this next one wins the whole qualifier, and will have their place in the next round.
Yeah, they'll earn themselves some points towards making that that playoff bracket. But we'll get to that once we crown our champion for the night. But I mean, again, between these two teams, I really don't think I'd expect it any other way. Like, going to the last possible game, it comes down to a best of 1. You've been playing best of 3s. All those games do not matter at this point. It comes down to this one final game. It's for all the marbles. It's for $1,000. $1,000 is the first place prize. So for this qualifier, if you get first place, so that's a pretty hefty chunk of change. And both of these teams are going to be fighting for that, as we're going to be heading into game number 3 in a brief moment. Players just kind of finalizing their comps. I mean, do you think we see a mirror comp for the third and final game?
I wouldn't be surprised. Also, I was just thinking, shout out to Charles. He's been playing great today for just joining this new IX team, or now it's new to Charles, and he did very well playing on IX Academy, and now he's been doing great out there.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the best things about having an academy team, is that you're able to rely on them. And IX Academy has been stepping it up over the past few months, and Charles has earned his spot on the main roster for this competition. So we'll see if that's going to continue. We'll see how he does. I think he's done a really good job so far. He's been making some really good plays, some game-changing plays against Tribe here in the grand finals of day 1 of the open qualifier. So it's exciting to see how this is going to play out, and we'll see if it's going to be IX holding the trophy tonight, or if Tribe will be able to complete the reverse sweep and swing it back in their favor in terms of losing. They lost 3 games in a row coming into the last match, and then they were able to bounce back. So we'll see how this is going to end up for them.
Yeah, about the comps, I would think they would go the same comp again. The main thing that would counter these comps would be Mortis, and you don't usually see much Mortis from Tribe Gaming or IX, so that's more from SDMN, Bobby, but we'll see what they end up choosing here. I would imagine they'd pick the same comp, but maybe not.
Yeah, I was going to say, does anybody on Tribe or IX even play like an aggressive play style like for Mortis? Not that I can think of, at least. But
yeah, not that I can think of.
Here we go, heading into it. Tyrant's going to be switching up onto the Brock. Very interesting.
Yeah, Tyrant looking to break some walls. Hopefully breaks that wall and he gets a good matchup against that Sprout.
So Tyrant making the switch and almost coming into play, but Chepo able to pick up a big kill onto Zulon. Charles almost got taken down on that left-hand side. Would have brought the blue star over to Tribe, but instead Tick Heads will collide on the right, and Tribe down 3-0, now 5-0, as Charles is able to pick up the kill there. and second is doing a fantastic job kind of keeping Tyrant separated from the rest of the team.
Yeah, second's using some good walls, getting like a lot of value out of them, because Tyrant doesn't want there to be walls. He's trying to break the walls, and second just making new walls.
Yep. And doing a really good job at that. So just under a minute remaining, and so far Tribe has not made any progress in terms of making a comeback here. We're going to have to see how this is going to play out. Again, second just keeping Tyrant so far back. We'll have to see if Tyrant's even going to be able to play into this fight. And meanwhile, Corey and Chepo are just having a little bit of a 1v1 up top. And it's going to be Zulon pushing forward. Charles has the target on his back, but Zulon not able to capitalize on it. And Ajax looking very good with 20 seconds left.
They're down 7, but I believe all they need is 2 kills. Oh, no.
Oh, Corey gets blocked off. A beautiful wall from second. He's going to get forced back in. The takedown is going to be there. Tyrant's going to get taken down as well. Chepo might fall, but it's not going to be enough. There is not enough time, and IX Gaming clutches it up and are the day 1 champions.
Wow.
Wow.
IX had a very good day today. Definitely deserving win. Second did insane today. Chepo did really well in the tick, and then Charles, for being so new to the team, he held his own, and that's all they needed.
Yeah, you had second, like you said, playing absolutely out of his mind, and a big win for Charles as well. This is his first day playing for the main squad in this competition, so hats off to the IX team. And Tribe still finishes second place, so that'll help them kind of make their way toward playoffs. We'll see how that will all play out once all the back end math is coming through and everything like that. But here we go. IX, the champions.
Yeah, so here's another look at the bracket sponsored by G Fuel. Your champions are IX Gaming.
Yeah, and looking at the run that they had to make, they had to beat their academy team 2-1, and then from there it was 2-0, 2-0, and then in the finals 2-1. Wow. Yeah, so here we go. Let's take a look at the leaderboard, and this is what we're talking about. This is what is going to have happen. The top 3 teams will be able to make it to the finals, and as it stands right now, we have IX getting 15 points with first place, Tribe with 12 at second, and then Monkeys and Stamina tied at 10 in that third place spot, and then 5th through 8th is tied at 6 as well. So we'll have to see how this is going to play out for the future weeks coming. But if you want your chance to qualify for the Brawl Masters Summer 2021 playoffs, make sure you hit up the Discord, discord.gg/BrawlMasters, and follow Brawl Masters on all social media platforms at BrawlMSTRS. Masters without the vowels. I thought it was really clever when I first saw it. I was like, huh, I like that. It was smart. But congratulations again to IX, and great games to everybody else today. We had some incredible matches.
Yeah, definitely some incredible matches today. And all those teams that didn't finish first, they will have, or every team will have a chance to continue in the next qualifier.
Yeah, and it's not too late. If you're watching chat and you see this and you're like, I could do this. I could try my shot at some money. Again, discord.gg/BrawlMasters. Make sure you sign up. The registration has opened now, so this is your chance. Go register now. I don't know what you're waiting for. Discord.gg/BrawlMasters. Go do it. But so, Shine, it was a pleasure casting with you today, and we saw some epic games. But that is going to do it for us on day 1 of the Open Qualifiers. I hope everybody enjoyed in chat, and once again, congratulations to IX Gaming. We will see y'all next Friday for some more Brawl Masters NA action. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.